right. Okay. Let's go. Okay, quieting down, finishing conversations. ByteDance CapCut?
ByteDance.
Okay. It's probably going to come back. It's because of they're in the same transition because it's owned by ByteDance. So.
Exactly.
Anyways, check this out. Right? There's nothing like people that execute. It is my favorite thing in the world. I have a saying that in the game of business and building teams, I joke about it. I don't really actually execute on this thing. But where's Ollie? Is Ollie at here somewhere? It's probably somewhere in the office. Execute or get executed. I have a sword in there. I have a samurai sword in my studio. Execute or get executed. So I'm going to share this with you. This is not my phone. This is Ben's phone right here. 18 years old right here. All right. Just getting into action, guys. I mean, it's so exciting. If I had this technology when I was 18 years old, I would be a trillionaire right now, like Elon Musk.
No doubt. No doubt.
Absolutely incredible.
Your cast, the gym, a place of transformation, not just for your body, but for your mind and soul. We all know the benefits: improved health, increased strength, better energy levels. But the real magic happens when you show up consistently. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's daily commitment, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Every time you step into the gym, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. It's not just about lifting weights or running miles, it's about building discipline, one rep at a time. The journey might not always be easy. There will be setbacks, challenges, and days you'll want to give up. But remember, the results don't come overnight. They come with time, effort, and consistency. And when you stay consistent, the progress speaks for itself. You'll notice your body change, your confidence grow.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. That is execution, my friends. Get to work. Even during lunchtime, he just got to work on it. Incredible. That pumps me up. Okay, so we got 3 hours left. I'm going to prepare you for the next 3 hours. We're going to, because it's going to be fast. Like I got my coffee ready because I'm going to need it. You guys should get your coffee. If I see somebody sleeping, what am I going to do? Execute. Execute. All right? Well, I talked to you about that. Execute or get executed. You will get executed. We're going to jump into setting up a lead capture page. This is like going back to something that I was going to deliver yesterday. I'm going to do that because we already have a lead. So we're going to go through the process of creating a lead capture page. Then we're going to move into, very quickly, I want as little interruptions as possible. And we're going to try to finish early enough so if you have questions, then we can cover them at the end. But I still got quite a bit to cover. The next session is going to be using email and SMS marketing to turn your leads into customers, right? How to set up that process of sequences that help you convert these people into paying customers once you generate that identity. And then we're gonna finalize it with launching your lead generation campaign. And we're gonna do that over the next 3 hours. You guys ready for this? Yeah. That's how we're gonna wrap it up. By the end of it, we're gonna go into, if we finish fast, then we'll do Q&A. We'll, maybe come up with some other additional surprises, right? But other than that, we are going to roll. I'm gonna go and share my screen and get to work here. Okay. So a lead capture page is what we will use to collect identities. It can be created in multiple ways. ClickFunnels. Raise your hand if you used ClickFunnels before. They've been around for a long time. Ran by a guy called Russell Brunson. Great guy. Great company. You can use that one. You can use HubSpot. That's also a CRM that you can use to create some of these lead capture pages. You can use Unbounce. You can use lead pages. High level is the one that we've been all over recently for a number of reasons. One of those reasons is simplicity of use. It's just very simple to use. Anybody can learn it. The learning curve is very, very short, very small, and that's one of the reasons why tools like this become very successful, because of ease of use. On this one that I'm showing you right here is it's not a website, it's a micro site inside of Meta, and they're called lead forms. I have used them to generate millions of leads over the years, because like I was explaining before the break, the purpose of Meta is to keep people on the platform so they can sell people advertising, so they can sell brands and clients. The more users they have, and the more of these users stay on the platform, the more valuable the company. So their role is to keep people on the platform. They still send you a lot of traffic to your websites and so on, but they created something called instant forms, so you can actually remove the identities without taking them out of the platform. It's very cool, simple to use, effective, very, very effective. We actually use both. We use instant forms and we use high-level landing pages. We use funnels to get them out. It's a combination of all of it. There's not one single answer. There's several things that you can try in the game of marketing. To keep things very simple, we're going to be, like I explained to you yesterday, we gave you access to a bonus session that is on that day one series of SOPs that is how to create one of these things with Go High Level. To keep things simple, for this session, I'm going to show you, even without having a website, how can you start producing identities and prospects for yourself? And that's through instant forms. I'm going to go for these slides of instant forms. And it says, use an instant form to get contact information from interested buyers, from interested customers, get sign-ups, or provide offers. These ads for lead generation are a great way to grow your customer base. And they are applicable to anybody on any area, on any vertical, or any niche. Whether you have a brick and mortar, whether you have an e-commerce with physical products, or you have a digital product, or you have a service. It doesn't matter. It's all about humans. We're all in the business of humans. Even if you sell pet supplements, the pet cannot buy your supplement. You still need to get through to a human, right? Yeah. So it's the same game. So we just got to understand that we just got to get to that human to convert, and then we can introduce our products and services. I'm actually in the process of launching a pet business. That's why I enjoy the subject. There's a major celebrity called Cesar Millan. You guys heard of Cesar Millan? Yeah, he's a dog whisperer. He's our partner, and we have a business, and he's a client of AGM. And I've actually become very close to him over the last year, and we're in the business of, we're a couple of months away from launching our brand. Literally, we've been building it for the last year. So we're selling pet supplements, dog supplements to begin with. It's very, very cool. So the lead forms look like this. They're very easy to create. You're going to see the simplicity of it is absolutely unmatched by any of the other platforms or any of the other software tools. We're going back to the same example, Organize for Life. You have, for example, an introduction, and this is all created inside the Meta platforms. You don't have to go anywhere else. There is a platform that you can access by going to business.meta.com. throughout my entire career, it was business.facebook.com. I actually still access it with business.facebook.com. And that's where you go and you connect everything. I have a lot of training on this, like training that's available for everybody. Business.facebook.com is a place where you connect the world of Meta. Your Instagram profile, your Facebook pages, your users to help you make posts on social media. Like, you can do everything in there. You can run advertising campaigns, you can post organic content, you can find audiences, like the whole thing. It's a subject for another mastermind that we're not doing right now. If you need to understand more about business Meta Suite, like the call, who is your number one coach? Absolutely, not me. ChatGPT. It's going to be faster than me, because if you message me, I might take a while to respond. As my sister knows this very well, I'm not as effective as ChatGPT, right? So you want to have somebody more effective and more available, go to ChatGPT, and it will give you step by step. It will give you videos. It will give you step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just unreal. People don't use it enough. So we have when you go to, I'm giving you the steps right here. So you don't have to go to ChatGPT to how to create an instant form. You could potentially get the steps from ChatGPT exactly like I'm showing you, but I'm showing you because we put these together. We actually created these forms. These are the things that we discussed over the last few days, last day and a half, instant forms being built with what we created, with the brand called Organize for Life. So we have a landing page, and that landing page says, get our free ebook, Minimalism Made Easy, How to Live with Less and Love It, and start your journey to a simpler, more meaningful lifestyle. Enter your details below to receive instant access. In this case, we put the details of one of my staff that helped slides, Julianne at agmation.com. This is her phone number. You're going to be able to ask as many questions as you want. It is up to you to determine how many questions you want to ask your prospects. I want you to keep this in mind. The more questions you ask, the less conversion. On the flip side, the more questions you have in there, the higher the quality of the prospect. So keep that in mind and make your own decisions. You can ask city and zip codes. You can ask for previous employers. You can ask, I don't care. You can ask anything. It's up to you. You can ask 25 questions in there. The more questions you ask, the more hoops people have to jump through to get to the end of that funnel, the higher the quality of that prospect. But you're going to pay a lot more in advertising. So if you want volume, because you believe that your emails and your SMS and your marketing strategies are going to be effective, then you make it simple. If you want quality, because your sales team maybe is smaller and you want to make sure that you get the quality, and you don't want to have your salespeople being wasted, and you want quality of people, not like window shoppers. We've gone through all of it. We've experienced all of it. Like, I had a roofing company, actually, part of the Ollie, who's my chief operations officer. Before he was my COO, he was my client, right? 2018 or something like that, give or take. Looking at 7 years ago. And Ollie had a business, true story. His business was fixing roofs. He has a roofing company. And we were generating leads for him. And we were using instant forms back then, right? They've evolved a lot. They've changed a lot over the years. But this is what he was using. Now, because we were not making people jump through hoops, and it was very simple, like opt-in below for a free estimate, we'll come to your house and check out your roof and so on. Ollie was actually going to people's homes and knocking on their door, and I think somebody even pulled out a shotgun. Like, what the heck are you doing? What are you? Oh, wait a second. You gave us your information on Facebook yesterday. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. Isn't your name Joni Perez, and this is your address, and this is your phone number and your email? How'd you get my information? Ma'am, this is on Facebook. You're the only one that uses this information. Nobody can access your Facebook. So it was kind of weird, but they were experiencing that people had amnesia, short-term, like amnesia, right? I promise you, these people were opting in. They were not being opted in by themselves, but people will forget about it. Moral of the story is, you want quality, add a lot of questions. That people don't forget what they answered. And when you reach out to them, oh yeah, I was happy to see your ad. Like, it was great. So just keep that in mind, right? That it's something for you to test. It's part of the marketing game, right? In Natural Slim, for example, I want volume of people because my email and my content is so good that I just need them in. I want them in. I'm not going to ask them 17 questions. Like, we have a general subject, which is the subject of health, metabolism, energy, weight loss, and so on, which basically we all qualify for. And I just want you in. So I'm going to make it very easy because I need volumes. We got millions of leads that come into our funnels. So I want to be able to get a lot of people so I can get a chance to nurture them and convert them. But if you have a sales floor that only has 3 or 4 guys, you want to make sure that you only go after more qualified people, so your 3 or 4 guys are not out there calling people that don't feel that they gave you the information, right? Because attention span is like, it's just crazy how much content is being put out there every day. People forget what they're doing, right? You want to be remembered? Ask more questions, okay? That's the point that I'm saying. You want volume because your email marketing is so good, your SMS marketing is so good, then make it as simple as possible, right? I personally, I like volume. Like, I like to bring as many people as possible because I believe that my messaging is powerful and it would impinge on some people, and that's what I want. I want a greater chance to serve more people. That's what I want. So this one over here is a simple one. It has the first name, the full name, the email, and the phone number. Okay? And then at the end of it, when they submit that, then off we go. Your ebook is on its way. We've emailed your copy of Minimalism Made Easy. While you wait, check out our website for more inspiration to simplify your life. You successfully submitted your responses. Wow. And then you connect the website address and you can send them to your website for more information about it, but you already got the information collected and they never left Facebook or Instagram. They never left it. So it's very user-friendly and it's very seamless. It's very scalable, right? It's a beautiful thing. So we're gonna help get ChatGPT to help us create the copy we'll need for this form. We're going to save this copy to a Google Doc. In this case, you have the prompts in there. You want to go and start experiencing them. Feel free to go and click on them and customize them and make them yours. This is what we got with that prompt, with the declutter business that we're running here, Organized for Life. This is what we got, right? Headline for the top, written by ChatGPT. Simplify your life with minimalism. Description, get our free book, Minimalism Made Easy. There's a whole thing. And then the questions that are pre-filled. It says, please fill out the form and we'll use your details to email your access to Minimalism Made Easy. And then the message for the leads that come in says, thank you, your ebook is on its way. And this is the description, right? So we just got all the elements from ChatGPT. So because this is all a sequence, this is a long conversation, it will help you use the previous data from the conversation to help you put together what you're going to put in there, right? So we're going to build the form. So to do this, we will need the ad copy and the creatives we made earlier, right? We all got it all made. This is something that we did yesterday, the form copy we just made. And then we're going to set it up. This right here, these slides, you have access to. They will be something that you can go and click through. But aside from that, if you go to the Prompt Bible, and let's go through this together. agmagency.com/AIMC2025. We go over here and we look at on this same page, by the way, we're gonna get these slides added, and also on the replay, you will get them added, so you can go and click on them and repeat the exact same steps that I have going on. This one over here, this other SOP that you see here, standard operating procedure.
We're not seeing that.
Oh, you're not seeing this?
No.
Oh my God. You guys got to tell me fast.
We're imagining it.
You're imagining it?
Nothing like stop.
Let's see.
Now I can.
Okay. Okay, good. So this one over here, how to create. That's great.
Okay, how do we get there? Oh, I see.
Huh, okay. It doesn't want that page. ATMC.com/AIMC2025. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, good. So over here, we have an SOP that takes you step by step on doing this, the same thing that we're doing right now, but on high level. Okay? So if you wanted to set up high level, I highly recommend it. You go for this exact SOP to create it and set it up to be launched to the world, including the landing page on high level. This is the one for that. It's part of the things that we, if you decide to come into AGM, we will build out for you, right? If you come to our world. You see everything. It's like the sites and getting the quiz going and click on this thing right here. Even, I mean, it's amazing. It's a lot of like detailed step by step. Open up two screens, build on the way. Okay. What I'm doing right now of the instant form, the slides that I'm going over are yours also, and you're going to be able to click on them step by step. So you have both options. I recommend that you do both. The marketing game is not just about one funnel. The marketing game is about a lot of different strategies, and some of them are going to win, and some of them are going to fail, and then you operate daily. I am in marketing. I'm not only the CEO of Attention Grabbing Media, I'm the president of Natural Slim, and so on. I am a marketing operator above all. My job is to operate marketing day in and day out. Part of like when I have a partnership with people like, I don't know, Tom Cummins or Cesar Milan and all these people, I don't just invest capital, I operate the marketing. Marketing does not ever sleep. It's like a 7-day-a-game week. You either love it or you can't deal with it. I myself, I love it. I love being able to create something like this and then seeing people opt in and be impacted by it. It's just a beautiful thing. I enjoy it. If you start enjoying that, because it's, you know what it is? It's the game of impacting humans. I love impacting humans. So for me, marketing gives me the platform to do that. So you got to get into that game. You got to get into the game of like putting yourself in front of somebody else and having them opt in and seeing that product or service change their life. Wow. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, good. So we're going to keep on going with the slides. And then I don't have the SOP for the instant forms, but the slides will be here at some point. So anybody that wants to do it and follow the steps, you'll be able to follow those steps as well. Okay? Let's keep going. Okay. Okay. So to create it, these are the steps. adsmanager.facebook.com. Same thing as business.facebook.com. Business.facebook.com takes you to the main hub, and then inside business.facebook.com, you're going to have one option that's Ads Manager. Or you can go straight to the Ads Manager. adsmanager.facebook.com. You click on Create. You select Leads, then click on Continue. Then you select Manual Leads Campaign. The difference is, check this out. So you're going to have options along the way. We're giving you one path to take to simplify the whole thing. Create a leads campaign from scratch for finer control over all settings. Right? This one over here says create your campaign in fewer steps using the tailored leads campaign. It's preset with built-in best practices to help you get more leads at the best value. Sometimes it's good to trust the algorithms, sometimes it's not. Sometimes the AI of the tools like Facebook end up being counterproductive. I'm showing you a path that we have tested already. This is all based on our own test as to what is the best effective path right now. So you go and you select that option right there. It's the manual leads campaign. Continue. You name the campaign. We're going to call it lead generation. You can name it the name of your campaign or your funnel, lead generation organized for life, right? And then you set your daily budget. Who knows what is the minimum that you can spend on an advertising campaign per day? $1. No, Roberto. Not quite. Jimmy says 5. Some campaigns allow you to spend $2, like a branding campaign. A lead generation campaign like that, it's about the cost of a coffee, okay, per day. Okay, with what my team brought me, which is probably a $4 coffee right here, I can reach 1,000 people. Wow. So, a delicious coffee or 1,000 people? Because I need it right now, I'm going to say delicious coffee. All right. We can have both, right? But just think about it. There's a term in the game of marketing, which is a very popular term for ages, since the inception of marketing, especially when the whole era of the marketing on television began. CPM. You guys know what that stands for? Cost per mille. Mille is like, the origin of our language, right? Which is the Latin part of our culture. Cost per mille stands for cost per thousand. How much does it cost me to put my message in front of 1,000 people? Still today, on Facebook, you can pay $5 to reach 1,000 people. Now, whether those people respond, that's not the question. Whether they actually interact or click on or engage or buy something, that is a separate conversation. I can give Facebook $5 today, on average, on any industry, to get my message on Organized for Life to be seen by them. For example, if I were to do a magazine commercial, for those of you guys like Greg that are still old school, right? And you got a lot of advertising on these places. I put this magazine ad, and the magazine is called the AI Marketing Ninja, right? And this magazine has a distribution of 100,000 across America on all marketing agencies worldwide. And I put an ad, half a page. Let's say right here. Let me go full page, right? I put a full page magazine ad. And the magazine agency, they tell me, you can buy a full page and your cost per thousand is going to be $500. By the way, magazines, that's the way it is. Hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, cost per thousand sometimes. Let me tell you what they cannot guarantee. Think about this. They cannot guarantee that an actual human being will actually see that. You understand that? They can guarantee how many they will print. You know what Facebook guarantees? How many actually people will see it.
Wow.
You understand the difference on that? 1,000 CPM on Facebook means actual human beings seeing it. 1,000 magazines printed could potentially mean 80 human beings seeing it. And 920 of them, just like when you walk into a lot of these medical practices, have magazines on the baskets full of dust because nobody picks them up. You know why they don't pick them up? Because they're on freaking TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn and social media. They don't care about a freaking magazine. Guys, observation of the obvious is essential in the game of marketing. You gotta be able to observe the obvious. What started my journey of being a marketer is literally just observing what was happening in today's world. Observing. Do you understand those things? You start seeing, wow, man, maybe I need to stop wasting my money on these things. It kind of doesn't make sense anymore, right? The whole CPM subject, just that by itself, because the newspapers, the magazines, the televisions, they guarantee distribution and placement. Meta, TikTok, YouTube, Google, they guarantee that they invade the space on the phone. They will put it there. It's up to you to make them react and respond to it. And that's where the other skills of the marketer come in. Because you can spend all the money in advertising. If your ad creatives were not good, or if you were targeting the wrong people, then you're going to waste your money. That's the way it is. And you're going to blame it on social media. And you're going to say, I told you it didn't work. Right? Well, what didn't work is actually you, right? That's what didn't work. Because the audience is there. The people are there. You just got to know how to communicate to the right people, right? It's a powerful thing. Responsibility. Feeling accountability over your results instead of blaming other platforms, right? So you set your daily budget. It says over here, in this case, we're going to spend $25 a day. This is a big world right now. I haven't done a new course on social media advertising. So I'm gonna avoid every single one of the massive potential cans of worms that I could open here. And I'm gonna show you only what's on the slides. There's a lot of things that I can click on. I'm not gonna talk about that. I wanna keep it simple. The meta advertising world, you can imagine, this is a company that's worth $1 trillion, right? So this tool right here is what made them a $1 trillion company. This tool that I'm showing you. The Ads Manager is what they're built on, right? That's what companies like us, Natural Slim spends hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. We spend about $300,000, $400,000 a month advertising just in Meta, right? A lot. So we're like, by the way, if I stop spending money tomorrow, they won't even feel it. Nobody's going to message me and be sad about it. They don't care. It's billions of dollars being moved, like it's massive. And it's all based on this right here. That's the power of the tool. So we select the budget. You guys want to spend $5? You want to spend $5,000? You want to spend $100,000? The potential is there. It's up to you. Remember this, it's very important. Any of you that are trying to succeed in the game of marketing, you really are only competing against yourself. You can get there going 65 miles an hour, totally fine. Or you can be a psycho like me and go 150 miles an hour and break every law along the way and push towards like massive levels of success because I feel like the place is burning and I want to get everything that I can from it. But that's me. Like I've always been crazy like that, right? Some people cannot deal with that intensity. You want to go at 65 miles an hour? You go at 65 miles an hour. It's up to you what speed you want to take. Sean was giving me today like his description for like hiring people. He used the word, he was looking for somebody that was annoyingly upbeat. I'm annoyingly intense. And some people don't do well with that. And usually they don't last in the organization. And some people do well with that. And then they line up and it becomes beautiful because we all get on the same page, right? But I have an urgency. Like I see the opportunity and it drives me crazy. And that's something that I'm trying to pass along to you. I see the opportunity and I know it's not going to be here forever at this level. So I want to try to capitalize on it. So I push. Like Sean said, Fridays, like we got 2 more days. We got 2 more days. Not like this famous gift that says I'm gonna curse. Fuck this shit o'clock, right? Have you seen that before? No. It's like 5 p.m. and there's this guy throwing the papers and he's like, it's fuck this shit o'clock, right? I apologize for the sensitive people. It is the first time I've cursed in the entire weekend, I think, all right? Yeah, thank you. But you know, there's this culture about like, I just want to go and do nothing. What? When you can do so much for the people around you and your family and for society with all the people that need help today? What is this fuck this shit o'clock thing? Come on, man. Seriously, you got 2 more days in front of you. Let's go. Let's come on and conquer dreams and goals and build a better world together, right? It's a powerful thing. When you have the mindset in place, you know, like people see where I'm at right now. And by the way, I honestly, sincerely, not bragging, I've done a lot. I'm just getting started. Like I see the big future and what we can do together. They see that, but they don't see what I've done for the last 15 years to get here. They just don't see that. And it's not magic, right? It really isn't. Even though I have a book called Marketing Magic, it's not magic. It really is not, right? There's a culture behind it. Okay, so we're following along here, right? Name your ad set. You have options over here, okay? Like I'm gonna call it a lookalike customer, because here's the thing that you can do with Facebook, which I'm sure most of you guys know this. I can feed it the list of my customers. Let's say that I have 1,000 customers. Raise your hand if you already have customers and clients. Cool. Let me do that again, seriously. Raise your hand if you already have customers. Cool, yeah, pretty much all of us, right? Who's arrogant? Somebody's arrogant, yeah. If you have customers already, one of the most powerful things about tools like this, you can do this on all social media tools, TikTok, Google, and so on. You can upload your list. Even, okay, HIPAA laws are fine with this because they have again, I'm avoiding can of worms, right? But they have something called hashing. It's a hashing system. Hashing, basically, without getting too deep into it, is a process of receiving information from two sides, mixing it all together, and then passing something encoded to one of the sides that doesn't show that side what's inside. But it has enough to be able to have that side connect another user with it. So if I give 1,000 customers to Facebook, Facebook doesn't actually ever see the 1,000 customers. There's emails and phone numbers being given to Facebook. They are given to a middleman, hashing, okay? There's a whole, you can ask ChatGPT, what is this hashing on Meta? And it'll explain to you exactly what it is. And is it compliant with HIPAA? You can go ahead and ask those questions. And they go to this hashing system. And then Facebook, what they do is that they say, okay, I got this encrypted data. I maxed it. Out of those 1,000 customers, I found 700 accounts that are matching that encrypted data. Okay, great. Found it. Delete it, make it go away. And the data never arrives anywhere, never stays anywhere. It just gets burned, okay? I've been doing medical services on marketing for many years. And the most valuable thing that we can do, for example, for a chiropractor, the most powerful thing that I've ever done successfully is getting their inactive patients that have not come in 6 months. Like I marketed for Dr. Jerry Jarrett in downtown Clearwater for 6 years, okay? And the most effective thing for him was getting these people to get a coupon and be like, hey, we haven't seen you, Dr. Jerry Jarrett on the camera. I haven't seen you in 6 months. I would love to have you come back. I recommend that you come once every 6 months at least. We're gonna offer you a coupon to come back. $25 discounts from an adjustment. Instead of paying $75, pay $50. Right, why don't you come in and see us again? I wanna keep you going. I'm interested in your health long term. This is important and this is why. So with social media, you can upload your customers, your patients on it. Facebook and Instagram will match it and you can communicate to them directly. And this is the most powerful thing that you can do because it is more important to keep a customer long term. It's easier to keep them than to actually get a new one. Way, way easier. Especially doctors pay an enormous amount of money to get one customer to pay them for the first time, one patient. So if you can get those people active, then it's a beautiful thing because you got these people that are 80% of your revenue, and then 20% of it will be campaigns to generate new patients, right? So it's like a side little tip for the industry. So you can do a lookalike campaigns, or you can do like an interest-based campaign, or you can do like a retargeting campaign. I mean, you name it. There's different things that you can do. And then we're gonna click on website, like you saw right here, and then we're gonna click on instant forms. Generate leads by asking people to fill out a form. Because this is connected with the world of Meta, your pages and your profiles get connected. You're gonna have your page in there. In this case, we got organized for life. And then what do I wanna do? I wanna maximize the number of leads. And what is my goal? I can select what is my target goal. You see this section over here? I can tell them, I would like to pay no more than $5 per lead. I would like to pay $2 per lead. And they will help you. Sometimes you have to let it run for a while before it starts producing leads. But you can communicate what is your ideal cost per lead and try to get it to help you get the result. Maximize number of leads. You're going to select an existing audience. In this case, this is where a lot of the magic happens. One very valuable marketing tip that I'll give you. you can sell to the right audience no matter how low quality your creative is. You will never be able to sell to the wrong audience no matter how amazing your creative is. Understand that, right? Speaking to the wrong people will waste you more than speaking to the right people with terrible creatives. Does that make sense? So this section right here of finding your audience is the most important section of your entire advertising journey. And you can do a lot over here. Over here, for example, we changed the demographics. And by the way, we went over some steps to find the correct demographic. We went over that yesterday. So you want to make sure that you go and you speak to that demographic, because speaking to everyone is speaking to no one. Correct. So detailed targeting over here. You can search for existing audiences like website visitors, audiences that you provided, you name it. You can create a new one over here. It's so cool. This platform is very cool, very, very cool. And the good thing is that if you want to jump into TikTok advertising, TikTok did a really good job of replicating, some people call it plagiarizing, the Meta platform. It's amazing how these giants copy each other. Meta was the first social media company that really crushed it with their platform, advertising platform. So much so that they put a lot of pressure on Google, and then Google followed with, obviously Google has been doing ads for way longer, but Meta did it so much better. The simplicity of the use of the platform was like nobody else. And Google copied a lot of the elements and they made their platform better. So TikTok went ahead and did that. They are copying their platform. So when you go to the TikTok Business Manager, which is also something that you can create, the same thing that we're doing, you can do also on TikTok to generate leads, sales, and so on. You're gonna see a lot of things that are very familiar because they made it look very similar. But let me tell you what they did. They made it better. Unbelievably so. They made it better. Whoever is running that engine, Chinese or not, I don't care. They're freaking smart. Absolutely smart. They are human beings, right? I'm a citizen of the planet. And whoever they are, they have done a good job with the platform. So whatever you're learning here, it's applicable to all these other platforms. And then whatever is slightly different, you can ask ChatGPT to help you with it. So in this case, for example, we're selecting one of these audiences over here. Like there's people that are engaged on Instagram. There's people that are watching 50% of our videos across social media. People that are leaving comments and sharing our content, engaged users. That's the value, by the way. We talked about delivering value, and then selling, right? So if you deliver a lot of value to people, then that's going to help you build audiences that you can sell your stuff to. And I talk about that in detail in this book. Right? Raise your hand if you're committed to reading this book, by the way. Good. It's actually a good book. I'm very proud of how it came out. I believe it's going to take you through the journey. And once you do that book, you're going to be able to also implement a lot better what we've covered over the last day and a half. There's even a bonus section on ChatGPT towards the end, which is still practical and applicable today. You should check that out. Okay, create a new one, use one that's existing, create a lookalike audience, you go to next, and then we name the ad, right? So 3 stages. 3 stages to any campaign creation. Number 1, select the objective. What is it that you want? You want people to watch your videos, you want people to download a resource. What do you want? In this case, our objective is leads, right? Objective number 1. Number 2, select your audience. Who do you want to target? What do you want? Who do you want to target? And what is going to be your ad creative? How are you going to present them the opportunity? What, who, how? Those are the 3 things on any campaign process that you can get going on these platforms, right? What are you after? Who are you going to target? And how are you going to try to get them to interact and convert with your messaging? Right now we're doing, can we hold questions? Hold questions for a little bit later, okay? One of the things that we do now is the ad creative, right? And we already have that, right? because we have ChatGPT, it helped us create all these things. One thing that you will notice as you dive into the platform is that it's also integrating AI into it. The tool itself, the business manager tool, is integrating AI. And there's some very cool things being rolled out on Meta that it's amazing because they are gonna try to assist you in getting results. Meaning that it's gonna use, you can use AI tools like Facebook owns a tool called Llama that is actually getting better and better and better, and they have integrated it to create images inside the platform, to create video clips, to do copy variations, a lot of stuff is all integrated into the platform already, and they're also using, more importantly, they're using AI to help you find the right audiences. It's a very cool era, guys, very cool era. So we're gonna select the ad creative, and then we're gonna do an image, or we're gonna do a video. Those are your two options. You're gonna do an image, or you're gonna do a video. In this case, we're gonna do an image, right? And then once we go to the image, we start placing the different elements of the ad creative. In this case, we're using this text. Overwhelmed by clutter? Discover simple steps to reclaim your space and peace of mind. Download the guide now. You can add variations to it. You can see, like, I can actually let Facebook, again, Facebook is interested in us getting results. Because if they get results, what do they get? Who said it? More money, right? Get results. It's like, for me, it's like a casino slot, right? If I'm printing money, like, I just give it more. If I can put $1 to it and get $5 in sales, why don't I give it $2? Why not keep going, right? The challenge is, how do I keep that return on investment? And that's part of the challenge, right? I would easily give it $5 million if I can get $20 million back. But that's the challenge of marketing as you figure it all out. So if they're making money with it, it's because we're making money with it, usually. Because eventually we fail, their business goes down. So you can actually give them options. You can submit 5 variations of that primary text. Primary text is what goes above the image and above the video. That's primary text. That's what they call it. And if you give them 5 options, they will mix them around, and then they will tell you which one is performing the best. So you get to use this billion-dollar software to tell you which one is actually more effective. Same thing with the headline. Facebook has always been upside down with the headlines. Traditionally, headlines are at the top. A headline, in Meta's eyes, is below the image, okay? You're gonna see how it looks in a second, but you can also give it variations. So we go over here and we ask the variations, like declutter your life in simple steps, transform chaos into calm today, minimalism made easy, and so on, right? And then the description. The description is something that goes below that headline. And now we can add 5 of them just like this. And we have options that we can play around with, and then we call to action. We can also, this one actually doesn't, they depending on the type of campaign, they'll let you test different call to actions. But in this case, we're selecting learn more because we want to have them land there. You can also do something like download. That way it's like, okay, this is the call to action, right? You can upload your creatives, or you can use some of the creatives that they're going to give you. They're rolling out a lot of things they have created over the years. For example, because you're going to have a Facebook page connected, you can click on page, and then it'll show all your images from your page, and you can use images that you've already posted on your page. Same thing with Instagram. You can easily do that. Right? Or you go over here and you click on upload, like I'm going to show you here. Upload new images. Okay. Select media crop replacement, square, vertical, horizontal. You gotta keep in mind that Meta is not just Facebook. Meta is not just Facebook and Instagram. Meta is a lot. It's a lot. Meta, for example, has Facebook Post, Facebook Stories, Facebook Reels, Facebook Desktop, right-hand corner, and so on. Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, they're all different placements, right? So these are different locations to capture people's attention. different locations, almost like all of them individual separate platforms, and they have their own traffic. So you can actually customize for every single one of these areas. Original, vertical, horizontal. One of the cool things with the AI world is that now Facebook, you can give them an original one, and it will, with AI, adjust it to match. This is something that you couldn't do before. Like you couldn't, you would have to provide it to them for the format. Now they'll adjust it for you with AI. So it's cool stuff that we can take advantage of. If you click on replace, for example, you'll be able to like get those images changed and adjusted and corrected and cropped and so on, right? You can also add additional, directly from Meta, AI-generated images right there. So it says create media with Advantage Plus creative image generation, like image generation within the platform itself, right? And what it will do, it's very, very cool, right? Because it's like they take your image and they make other concepts of it. Like for example, check this out. They took out all the elements and they just simplified it. And then they added a bookcase behind it. And then they added a bookcase with less books and just like a couple of other stuff. And then they added a couch. So they have all these variations of your image that are all being done with AI pretty much instantly, right? You can just skip and continue. And then we're here so far. Let's see what does this want to say. Some creative enhancements. It says some Advantage Plus. That's what they call the strategy. Advantage Plus is like basically something that they rolled out to help with AI, help you get better performance. Have been turned on for you by default. Turn on as many enhancements as you want and we'll show variations of your ad. When likely to improve performance, you can see all of your Advantage Plus creative enhancement settings in advanced preview. And it said you have been enrolled in testing new creative enhancements. Okay, good. You keep on going through the process. And then we go to create form. So now we have the ad. So far, Jimmy? Okay. So far, we created the objective, meaning that we want to generate leads. We created the audience. We selected who we're targeting, and we created our ad creative, our copy, call to action, images, variations, and so on. Now we're going to create the form that's going to help us generate leads. You're gonna go on this next step, which is create a form, and wow, this is cool. Instant forms are now auto-generated. It says we pre-filled this form using information sourced from your Facebook page, previous lead forms, and similar advertisers. Wow. Yeah, they're doing that now. Lead magnet, the form name, minimalism ebook, and this is what I talked to you about briefly. More volume, higher intent. More volume, use a form that's quick to fill out and submit on a mobile device. So what happens if there's not that many hoops to jump?
You get more.
You get more, but what happens also?
Less quality.
Less quality, right? If you get more hoops to jump, add a review step that gives people a chance to confirm their info. Add a review step. Hey, you did this over here. Are you sure you want to submit the information? Boom. Increase the quality of the lead dramatically, right? It's going to cost more money, but you're going to have better quality of people coming into your world. Right? So we're doing more volume in this example. We're going to click on next. And then we're going to use the image from our ad, because that's going to take the image that we already created and it's going to be the main banner image for that form, or you can upload a new image. It's just creativity. You're the artist, you go through the process and test it out until you feel like you got something beautiful, amazing, and you're proud of it. You're going to add the headline and description for the greeting text. We already got that from ChatGPT. And then you click on next. And then ask for contact information and additional personal details. This will be pre-filled from their Facebook account. That's the cool thing about this, by the way. The reason why it's so effective is that Facebook already has the information. So what they do is that they pre-fill the information, the email and the phone number. So all the person has to do is click on submit. When you send them to a landing page, like on High Level or ClickFunnels or so on, the person actually has to type it in. So that's part of, yes, you have to make it jump through a few more hoops. So you can get a lot of volume here because it's so easy. It's so user-friendly and, above all, mobile-friendly. And if you didn't know this, 92% today of all traffic is on mobile devices. Right? So you want to always make things for mobile. Always, always. I remember when it was actually 10%. Really, when I started marketing on Facebook, it was back in 2011 when I got introduced to the whole boosting. It was used to be calling, boosting was a big word. And we were learning about Facebook pages and like, wow, like incredible. And when Facebook reported publicly, the numbers were 10% mobile traffic, really 90% desktop, and now we're under 10% desktop. It's been incredible, and we saw it coming. Like I saw it coming, many of us saw it coming, and we went all in. And this has kept on going, 20%, 30%, 50%, 70%, 90%. Incredible. I don't know, let me ask you a question. Who here logs into Facebook or Instagram on their desktop? Raise your hand. Okay, that's still a lot of people, by the way. Yeah, I don't. I stopped logging in on Facebook. I use it on my phone only. I don't. Still a lot of people. I would imagine that if I actually went and took a dive into your activities, you probably still use your phone more for it. But hey, once in a while you log into your desktop. So the amount of time being spent on the platform is 92% on mobile devices, right? 8% is still a lot of people and a lot of time, right? Still a lot of time. So we like to include desktop as a placement. Like there's something called desktop right-hand corner. There's a little ad that populates over there because these people are like great buyers. They're there on the computer and they're like, if they see something good, properly targeted, especially like entrepreneurs, when you're talking business to business, it works really well, right? So it still has its impact. So let people know the information they give you will be shared, will be used or shared. You want to tell them how, and then we explain it over here. Please fill out the form, and we'll use your details to email you access to whatever, right? And then we want to edit our questions to minimally include full name, email, and phone number. Do not do any campaigns with just email. Do not ever do that. Email today has an average of 20% open rates across industries, which means that for every 100 leads that you create, 80 of them will not see your messages. You will land in the spam folders, you will land in the promotional Gmail boxes, and so on. Phone numbers have 90% open rates today. So just keep in mind that they go together. And if you think you're crossing the line or breaking their privacy rules or whatever, well, you're not committed to your product or service enough. So you should address that as a first point. Because in the game of marketing, you will need phone numbers to be able to actually build a business successfully. Right? That's required. So ask for both. Make sure that you consistently do that. Text message marketing today is the most important marketing platform on the planet, period. It's the way it is, and that's the way it is. And even in Europe, with all the rules over there and so on, it's still something that you want to go and execute on. Okay, so to do this, you're going to click on Add Category. We got over here full name and email, right? This is the standard. Is that the word? There was another word that I was thinking about. Yeah, standard is fine, right? So you click on Add Category, and it gives you all these options. You see, you can actually click on all these things and ask all these questions and get super high quality leads but a lot more expensive. But you could potentially do that, right? You could. We went through that, by the way, with Tom Cummins' company in Italy. He has an Italian energy company over there that we set up on social media, help them get going and generate leads. He has a great sales team. But that sales team, they're warriors. These people are good. But these guys were getting too much volume of leads. Basically, they have a network marketing company. It's a different model. American Power and Gas over here, this massive company, is a sales floor of people selling the energy. Get your bill, I'll see how much I save you, and cold calling machine. And it's incredible what they have, right? In Italy, they did a different concept. They created a network marketing company in which they gave people like you or me the opportunity for them to actually build a business selling energy to their friends, their family, their neighbors. And the whole movement is hundreds of successful network marketers that make a lot of money selling the energy opportunity. It's cool because in the United States, energy is regulated, and he can only do business in 5 states. This empire that he has over there is only 5 states out of 50 states, right? He cannot do his business in 45 of the states because energy is regulated. Like, he cannot sell energy in Florida because Duke Energy has a monopoly and has a contract with the government, and they regulate their energy, right? But he goes to New York, he goes to Pennsylvania, he goes to all these other places that are deregulated, and he makes hundreds of millions of dollars doing so. In Italy, it's 100% deregulated. Wow. So that's part of the reason why they went to Europe, because it's Europe completely deregulated. The entire continent is deregulated, right? So that's why we're going to go and do this over there, but with much bigger opportunity there. And the way that they did it was with network marketing. The problem was that we were generating leads, and it was too much, too many. So these guys, they were good, they weren't closing enough. We were paying about $2, $3 a lead. We started paying $10 a lead. Lower volume of people. They started closing like crazy. Closing like crazy. These people knew who was reaching out to them. They remembered filling out the form. So now, Tom was like, I don't care about the volume, give me the quality. Because my guys are too valuable. They're spending their day calling people that are like, who are you calling me? Why are you calling me for? What is this? Yeah, I'm not interested. Reporting spam and so on, right? So in his case, he doesn't have a good email marketing system. I'm still trying to get him going with that because he has leads that they haven't closed. But he has an incredible sales force. Mm-hmm. And you want to look at that. Like, if he had a marketing system, bring a lot of volume and nurture and wake them up along the way and introduce them to the opportunity. In his case, he has to protect his salespeople. Those are his army. So we sacrifice the lower cost per lead. We gave him much higher cost per lead. Qualified people, boom, skyrocketing affluence. Incredible. He's been booming, breaking records, right? Just with making that small little change, right? Something for you guys to think about. In the agency, I want volume because of what we do with the emails and what we do with the text and what I do with social media. He needs high quality, right? You guys got to evaluate where you are at and where you belong. So based on your decision, add questions or simplify, right? Based on what you decide to do. Review the preview and click next. And then we're almost there. Add a link to your privacy policy and update the link text to privacy policy. Raise your hand if you do not have a privacy policy. Raise your hand if you do not have a privacy policy, okay? Good. You can Google privacy policy tool. I am not kidding. Privacy policy tool. The first option that shows up, not an ad, organic result on Google, is going to be a tool that allows you to create your own privacy policy and even gives you a link. Wow. So now you have the privacy policy. And who can help you write a privacy policy for your business? You guys are amazing. You guys are incredible. Incredible. I'm so freaking proud. So proud, right? You can go ahead and give that a test. The tool will give you a special link, and you have a privacy policy that is customized for you because ChatGPT helped you write one, and you give that link to Facebook, and you don't even have to create that something separately on your website. If you want to go a little bit fancier, just have a page, have an additional page on your website if you have one. That's a privacy policy. But again, still ChatGPT can help you write it. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. I bet you we have this page also live. Organizeforlife.com/. We might not. Don't try it. Click next. Submit. And then they add the headline and description you generated earlier. Same thing. This is what we did with our ChatGPT research. Thank you. Your ebook is on its way. We've emailed your copy of Minimalism Made Easy. While you wait, check out our website for more inspiration to simplify your life. By the way, look at the options over here. Important to note, okay? 3 options at this point. Go to website, view file, call business. Okay? Think about this. I showed you yesterday how to create a custom GPT. You remember? Yeah. Right? I showed you how to get a shareable link for that custom GPT so you can get people to opt in and start using it. Remember that? Yeah. Okay, it's on the steps. You can go ahead and repeat the steps over here. Why not create this entire instant form, and instead of sending them to a website to find out more, you build it on the concept of like, get access to my special GPT that's going to be your coach on how to organize yourself. And you don't even call it GPT, because I can tell you 99% of people don't know what a GPT is, right? So you don't have to call it a GPT. Come up with your own sexy name for it. But on the instant form, on the form itself, just say, fill out this form, blah, 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 blah. You'll give you some access to my special coach, blah, 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 so you can know all that you have as required is to have ChatGPT installed, which I can tell you most of us already have. Here's a question. Who has ChatGPT installed on their phone? Okay? Raise your hand again. Keep it up, please. Be honest. Look around. Look around the room. You see that? It was 95% of the audience, right? Of course, we're in a training on ChatGPT, so it's kind of like weird that you don't have it installed, right? It would be concerning, right? I would be concerned. So it's not a fair comparison. But still, if you go out there to the society at large, employees, entrepreneurs, students, mothers, grandmothers, they have it installed. It's crazy. They have it installed, right? So you can go to the ad process and create an instant form that invites them to download your private artificial intelligence agent to tackle what they're trying to tackle, and whatever problem you're going to figure out, you're going to solve for them, or you're going to help them with for free. You give them access to the tool that I showed you how to create, but before you give them access to the tool, you already attracted their email and their phone number. So now you have the list. It's yours. See the whole thing, the simplicity of it? So over here, on the go to website, that ChatGPT link, where does it go? Right here. And you will say something like, thank you so much for opting in. Click on access right here, whatever, so you can get access to the AI coach on XYZ. And then you now have the information, and you get them into that GPT, right? So we're going to say view website. You have options over here that you can change. You can change this call to action. You can say access your private artificial intelligence coach. And then they click on that one, and then they land on the GPT that it gets added to their column of GPTs to use to consult them on wedding venues, on health, metabolism, on construction, on renovation, on you name it, right? Chiropractor, health, bodies, whatever your subject is. So we're doing go to website here. If you're doing a resource, if you see this one over here, if I was doing all over again, instead of sending them to a website, you can also directly let them download the resource right here. You can upload your resource that you created, like your ebook. You can also download it and upload it on something like Google Docs, or you can do Dropbox, whatever you like to use, and that's going to give you a special link and it's going to be a file for them to download. So you can actually upload the file here directly, so you can give them access to it. That's another option. Or if you go through this entire process and you opted them in and you want to send the email to them with the access, then you can even produce phone calls, call business, right? I know you opted in already, but if you want to get access to a consultant, just call the business right now. And we're available Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6 o'clock, whatever that is, right? And then we review the preview and click create form. And then we got another button that we got to press here that says publish. And our ad and forms are now ready to use. Here's the form. Here's the information that we got. Here's a thank you page for that. One day into learning how to use AI to help you generate more prospects, right? Actually, a day and a half. We covered how to create a lead magnet, create eye-catching visuals, and add copy and set up a basic lead capture page. Needless to say, with AI, all of this takes some time and effort. But let me ask you this. What if you can have someone else build it all for you? And all you have to do was flip the switch, right? And this is the whole thing that we just talked about yesterday night, okay? And I'm not gonna go over that again because we already talked about all of this in detail. But that's the idea. We look at the whole concept from idea to creating the landing pages, to creating the resources, to creating all the lead generation assets, to then creating all the ads to promote it, and then doing all the things that we do, because we do know how to open up these cans of worms and select the best options, and then you have a marketing arm to help you execute in this. So we can actually do this all for you, right? If you feel confident and able to do it yourself, I want you to do that. If you want our help, we are here to deliver that help. I want to empower you, and I want to give you the options to do whatever you feel is best. Like if you have the capital to invest in a team of marketers like us, why not do it? I would do it. I invest in people all the time. I just invested in Sean's company, and I trust in collaboration, proximity with power. We help each other out. It's a beautiful thing when you work together, right? And you want to be able to trust people, especially trust the right people to help you and to help you execute on these things at a high level, okay? So that's a decision for you guys to make. I know some people made a decision on this. I know some people got signed up already. Some people went to dinner with me yesterday on that. That's great. But that option is still available, and we are able to deliver on this. Okay, how was that? Good. Great. So before we start the next set of slides, anybody that wants to go and take a bathroom break, go for it. I want to take 5-10 minutes to answer questions on this subject right here or anything else that you have going on, okay? We have somebody with a mic. Alicia over here was already trying to ask a question. Let's get the mic over to her.
Thank you. Now the question I have is simple. If this is, how does this get business to business on Facebook?
How does this get business to business? Okay, well,
in my case.
Okay, well, it's just because you are reaching human beings that are all on social media. Business people are on social media. Do you agree?
Right.
I'm a business guy.
Right.
I'm on social media. I use Instagram. I use Facebook. I actually buy services and software and programs all the time. So business targets me, that I'm the head of the business, and I actually buy stuff through social media. If the messaging is right, you can reach business to business on social media. You just got to communicate to the business owners. Get your messaging fully in place, so when you're talking to them, you can use the Facebook data, all the data that they have, to try to help you zoom in on who is that person that you're looking for. For example, in the section of interest, you can actually say that you're looking for CEOs. You're looking for like finance officers.
In my case, it's finance.
Okay, whatever. You can say that. You can say exactly who you're looking for, and they're going to do their best to try to find that person for you. Are they going to be perfect? No. But they have a lot of data, and they use that data to try to find the correct persons that you're looking for. But these people are all there. They're all there, okay? Just got to put the energy in it.
Thank you.
Nilo le dio duro. Eso. Image effects? Oh, that's great. That's great. I love it. That was the idea. Execution. I got people here doing stuff. Mabel, you got the microphone?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Manuel. Yes, I had a question regarding the uploading the list into Meta. Like, how often should we be uploading our customer list to Meta for the ads?
Okay, so there is a simple answer, and then there's like a more complicated, intricate answer. Right? There is a way to connect your CRM. That's a complicated answer. Okay, with Facebook. So it automatically updates. All these CRMs, again, customer relation management programs, high level, HubSpot. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of these CRMs, right? They have third-party integrations with Meta. And you click on a few things inside the Business Manager and you integrate them. And it will send the data consistently to it. So it's always up to date. People that you make a different tag, like they're not customers anymore, they ask for a refund. All the tags get connected over, and you're able to like keep that data in present time. That's the complicated way. The simple way is that you upload your list as frequently as you want, and it only takes you. I can upload a list to Facebook in about 2 minutes. That's it. I can ask my team, hey, can you put together a list of the people that have bought courses from me over the last 8 years? They'll click on a few buttons on our CRM. Anybody that has a tag course purchaser, they download it. I take it. 2 minutes later, I'm here, and I can talk to them and be like, hey, I thank you for buying my course. I got a new one. Guaranteed it's going to blow you away, or I'm going to give you your money back, right? And this one is on AI. And I can talk to students, because it's different to talk to a student than to talk to a business owner. Many students are business owners, and many business owners are students. But like, I'm a student, I'm a business owner. I like training myself all the time. But then I have people that don't buy courses, that are great business people. So they would not be my audience. So I got to talk to the right person. Like, Dr. Berg would never buy a course from me. He wouldn't. Like, he does study a lot, but he studies his subject, his thing, right? He studies analysis and studies from university and so on. He's not buying courses. So if I just targeted him to try to sell a course, I'm going to waste my money. You got to talk to the right people, right? Because he would not buy a course.
Thank you, Manuel.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I do have another question, the last one for right now. So I've noticed that we create ads and they're very successful, and the cost per click is actually pretty decent and low. But then I will duplicate that ad, and I might change the creative just a little bit, and then it will be a super high cost per click. I'll try to duplicate that original ad, and the cost per click is still high. So I'm a little bit confused why that happens, because if it was successful, if it was like cost per click very low with Facebook, why are they like increasing it?
Are you duplicating the ad because you're trying to scale and spend more advertising dollars to get more results? Or why are you duplicating the ad?
I duplicate the ad because it's successful. Like, it's getting a lot of people are like actually reaching out. They're filling out the forms. It's just like being very successful. And we might run it for like a specific time frame, or like for a season, or like a specific promotion. And then like I'll duplicate the same ad. And I might change a little bit the creative, like not go too off, but then it won't be as successful.
But I'm still not fully understanding why are you duplicating it instead of just spending more money on that one that is already successful. Why duplicate it? Just increase the
I
spend.
think it's because like we have like a certain date, like a period of time that we run it for. And I understood like we have to, keep it fresh. Like people are going to get bored of seeing the same exact thing over and over again.
Well, yeah, that is a factor, but you can just go ahead and edit that one that works. But sometimes like trying to understand why the algorithm and Facebook does what it does, like trying to understand why sometimes women in my life behave the way they behave with me. And I say women plural because I have many women in my life.
Right.
I got a wife. I got a 16-year-old, and I got a 4-year-old. These girls are something, man. They're something. So sometimes trying to understand why, I don't understand. I can't. So the algorithm, you will not be able to understand sometimes why it does what it does. You just got to keep on going at it. And sometimes it's very frustrating. It really is. Like sometimes you're like, but why? It was already working well here. Why did it stop working? Mm-hmm. It is part of the game. You're dealing with an artificial intelligence monster. And things change. And they are working with you. They are partners. But sometimes you just got to get back to the drawing board and start over. And it's like, wow, it was working so well for so long. And now it's not working anymore. Okay. Keep on going, create a new one, go after it, and so on. I mean, it's just part of the world, right?
Okay, fantastic. So I should just like increase the budget basically and just
slowly. The bigger the change, they go into something called learning phase. And that's what they call it, by the way, the learning phase, which is basically you made such a big change that they're telling you, hey, listen, your change was too big. We're going back to square one. Right, to try to get the ideal audience. So when you make a significant change, and here's the thing, they don't even tell you what they consider a significant change specifically. Yeah. It's very ambiguous, right? Significant could be like a small little change in the image or change it to something else. We don't really know. They're just saying, if you make a significant change, we're gonna go back to learning phase. Meaning that all the data that you acquired with that successful ad, meaning who is the right audience, who responds to it, who doesn't respond to it, who to put it in front of, who to not put it in front of, they reset all that data. So when you make budget changes, make very small changes, 5%, 2%, 8%, 10% is like a stretch, but try it, give it a try. 10% daily budget, maybe you're spending $100, now you're going to 110. That's a big change. So sometimes it just doesn't trigger it, sometimes it does. You're dealing with an unthinking machine. Unthinking, powerful, incredible machine. You got to know that. It's part of the equation. It's part of the way it works.
Thank you so much. This was very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, good. You guys ready to roll? Okay. So we're moving on the funnel, right? We're moving through the funnel.
Question.
One more question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can connect the lead form with the like GHL or ClickFunnels, right? So the information that they enter gonna go to the CRM, correct? Yeah.
Yeah. Or so he's saying you can connect Go High Level with the opt-in forms. You can go old school, and inside the Ads Manager you will have a section called Leads. And you're going to be able to download an Excel sheet with your leads.
Okay.
That's old school. Or you can connect your, a little bit more like sophisticated, still simple. You can connect your CRM. They have pretty much all of them. You can do an integration. Like for example, let's say that you have an email marketing platform called Klaviyo. There's Klaviyo, Constant Contact, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, these giants, right? They've been around for a long time. There's integrations with the Ads Manager. And you press a few buttons, log in, and then what happens, when a lead comes in, it gets shot over automatically to your CRM, and you can trigger a campaign, which is exactly what we're talking about right now, right?
Right.
How to get these campaigns to start triggering, right? Because here's the thing. Speed of particle flow, how fast you communicate with these people will determine how much you can actually get these people to buy your stuff, right? Like we've noticed, it is pretty dramatic. Like if you get a person to opt in today, right now, at 3:20, if I call them at 6, they might not even recall that they opted in.
Wow.
10 minutes is my target. We're actually making a push on that in Natural Slim right now over here. I want to have them called within 10 minutes of them opted in and building a line with them. Hey, I want to thank you for opting in. Just so you know, my name is Maria. I'm a consultant over here, and I'm here to help you and service you along your journey. Let me know if you need any help. Hope that you enjoy the resource. Here's a few videos for you to watch. I'm not trying to sell you anything. You're building a relationship with these people. And that's the human contact. If you contact within 10 minutes, off you go, right? You can actually get a lot of results. And then when you match that, in combination, the human contact, when you connect that with automations that introduce people to your purpose, what you're about, your testimonials, your case studies, how you succeeded at a high level, what you're interested in doing, how you can help them, the pain points, what you can solve for them, your company history, and so on, then winning formula right there. And then you do an SMS marketing combined with that, then you go from 20% open rates to 90% open rates. Then we got something, guys. Then we really got something. Okay. I saw one of my kids in here for a second, and I saw his back. Is he here?
Yeah.
Has he been here all along? He just got here and already left?
He's coming back.
Okay. This is the guy that went to LA to... Oh, he's listening to me.
It's my mom.
It's your mom. Okay, you have permission. That's my boy right there. That's my firstborn, Adrian. He just came back from LA helping with the fire situation over there. He spent 8 days over there.
Wow.
Yeah. It's good because he's on our payroll, so he doesn't work. We said, you know what? Just go help some people over there. Right? Okay, good. How to turn leads into loyal customers with email and SMS marketing. Right? Email and SMS marketing basics. This is a very important subject. Why? Because the money is in the list. But it's not just only the money's in the list. The money is in what you do with the list. Because the list that doesn't get taken care of might as well be a cup of coffee that nobody drinks. Right? There's no value to it. And you got to do something to actually take care of that list, to nurture it, to get them to actually use your products and services. One of the biggest marketing mistakes of all time, not nurturing your list. I got to give a kiss to my boy. I haven't seen you in 8 days. Not nurturing your list. What does nurture mean? Building trust and strengthening relationships by consistently providing value. Right? As simple as that. We want to get these people to know and trust us, that when they think about marketing, for example, they think about me. Let me ask you something. When you think about marketing or marketing education, who thinks about me as one of the first thoughts when it comes to education, right? This is something that I'm trying to create, right? I'm trying to create that when you are trying to hire this service, that I'm one of the main options that always comes to your head. And this gets built over time. Building trust. Email and SMS marketing help you accomplish this. And they're extremely important to a business. And if you do this well, I can actually go to $0 in advertising on my company, Natural Slim in the USA. I could go to zero. And because of the goodwill that we've generated and the attention that we have, we will generate millions of dollars still. And that's because we brought those people from the online world into our world. These are two separate worlds, right? Online world, social media, our world. You want to get them out. Social media is not the end of the journey. Social media is the start of the journey for these people. You use them to contact them, to get them interested, and then you try to actively bring them out into your world, because that's what you control. And whether TikTok gets banned or not, you have a business that can sustain itself, right? And that's the powerful thing. I like to build something that has sustainability. So the core traits of effective email and SMS marketing: personalized, provides value, clear messaging, call to actions. That's basically it. Today we're going to cover the 7-day email and SMS sequence. You know, and this is why this is important. When you walk into to any business as a customer, walking into that business for the first time, the most important part of that entire visit, whether it's like 1 hour or 2 hours, is the first 5 minutes of that visit. The first 2 minutes. We call that first impression. When people have a bad first impression, it doesn't go away. It doesn't matter what you do after. It just doesn't. It's like when you met your future husband, future wife, or your future girlfriend or future boyfriend, right? There's something about that first impression that you never forget about. And that stuck with you and that made you want to keep on reaching, making you want to connect. This is extremely vital also in this particular marketing game. And that first impression is accomplished with your onboarding email and SMS sequence. Because people right away can get to know who you are, what you stand for, what you do, why you're doing what you're doing, and it cannot be taken lightly. Because if you mess this up, if you bring them into your world, and then the next time you communicate to them is 6 months down the line when you have something to sell, they don't want to give you business. Jimmy?
Quick pause.
Yeah?
I just want to help you with your mic right here. Give me a little bit of room.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, first impressions. No, I'm just kidding. This is a day and a half into it. So the sequence will deliver our lead magnet, nurture our audience, and present a relevant offer. That's basically what it does, right? We deliver the magnet, we nurture our audience, give them that value, introduce them to who we are, and then we present them with a relevant offer because we have to get them to buy something from us. The main goal of the sequence is to get them to open up their wallets for the first time. That's the hard part. To get them to open up their wallets over and over again, it becomes easier along the way. There's many of you here that opened up your wallets many times for me. It's easier for me to sell you something, right? Actually, in the restaurant yesterday, I sold stuff, and I didn't even ask for it. I had one of the attendees was Tal Ezra. And I'm picking up the check, and he's like, Manuel, I feel like I need to pay you something. I'm like, give me your credit card. And I collected it, right? And he paid me some money, right, for some services. I accepted that offer because I know that I can do something to help him, right? So this is something that once you get that person in the door, you are able to collect over and over again. We actually literally came up with a service that I came up with, which is an introductory service to my agency services, because we have established businesses that pay us a lot of money. I created a service that I called it FITD, stands for foot in the door. And it was like, let me service you, please. Give me an opportunity to show you what my team can do for you. I just need you to see what my team can do for you. So much so that I'm giving you a service that I'm losing money on, just to get an opportunity to show you what I can do for you. And I did a webinar on this in November. I wanted to sell 25 of these people. I sold 100 people on this service. And it was like $2,000 a person, produced hundreds of thousands of dollars, not to mention the retainers that we brought in, because these people kept on paying us monthly, and then we converted some of these people into more advanced services. So I was able to bring them in the door, show them what our team can do, and then keep on selling them stuff along the way, right? So there's so much competition out there. There's so many people out there that you got to put together offers that almost make you lose sleep, make you feel uncomfortable, because you're competing with a lot of other people. So how do you stand out? Very important, right? So this sequence will eventually, ideally, end with an offer that is uncomfortable for you, because you're trying to get them to open up their wallets and give you the most sacred personal information, their credit card information. It's a big ask. Not everybody easily gives that up. So they have to trust you before they open up that wallet, right? And this is part of that journey that we're trying to accomplish. So basic steps for email and SMS creation: create the email and SMS copy, set up automated sequences, And then we're going to use a prompt that we will need to provide the following stuff: information about our brand, a description of our target audience, description of our lead magnet, and a relevant exclusive offer. So you all have, again, this prompt template for email and SMS is in the prompt Bible, so you can play around with it. We're going to see what it did with us. Just like that, we can create email and SMS messages. This is something that I like to test out live with you. So let me go ahead and share this with you because it's so cool and important, right? So let me just open up a window here. So we have this one over here that is email and SMS copy prompt, and look at that prompt. That's huge right there. Just go ahead and fill it up when you are ready to get this done, and it's going to utilize everything that we built up to this point. Let me go ahead and use my example over here. And let's test this out. This looks to be Jimmy's account. Is that Jimmy's account? No, this is mine. Look, I got Ask Brad here. Check this out, Ask Brad. Let's see. Let's see. Who are you, by the way?
I'm Ask Brad, your knowledge assistant for all things Home Love Construction. I provide answers based on the company's policies, procedures, and best practices. What can I help you with today?
Are there any videos where Brad covers the basics of remodeling? I actually muted it. I already talked to it. It's thinking. I did this for Brad about, what was it, Brad? How long ago? A year ago. Yeah. I actually need to get it updated.
Yeah, we need to feed it all. There's a lot more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And the technology has evolved dramatically over the last year, right? Yeah. So this is something that shows you the use case of this technology. Like, we actually connect our YouTube channels, our content, our policies, our training, the whole thing gets connected in this platform. And it becomes like the go-to place to access the mind of the source of the company, the creator of the company. And, you know, it's get everybody operating on the same page. I think Tom was talking about yesterday that Grant Cardone, he mentioned Grant Cardone's quote on, like, you know, you want to get people on the same page. Well, you got to show them the page, right? And well, this is part of how you do what you do. You show people the page. I think this is a big request of, like, show me videos, looking at data, and we're operating with an earlier model. We should meet to see how we can get this updated for you, Brad. Make it.
It's not even in 4.0. This is built before 4.0.
Yeah, this is before 4.0. Yeah. I got sidetracked with this, but it's just a cool thing of what you can do with these GPTs. This is by definition a custom GPT, like the one that I showed you how to build, except that the one that you can build right now is going to be faster because it's using the faster models, right? And it's going to keep on happening like that. Just like we have iPhone 16, we're going to have GPT 4.0, 4.5, 6, 7, 8, 16 at some point. Imagine that. You guys imagine GPT 16? My God, what is this thing going to do? Absolutely incredible. Okay. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds, and then we'll see if it gives us a response. You don't think it's going to make it? Too much data?
It hasn't started thinking yet.
Yeah, it is thinking. It's blinking.
No, the squiggly is blinking.
What were you going to say? No, too, Brandon?
So could you take like an Instagram page, like let's say you've done a bunch of videos like he has, right?
Yeah.
And could you somehow integrate it without uploading all the videos that send it to that page and say?
So what Brandon is saying, check this out. I'm going to show you a different one, okay? What Brandon is saying is, can you? He got the question, yeah. Can you integrate it with Instagram and have all the videos being shown? The answer is yes. I haven't done it yet. What I did do is this, the AGN1. And I'll show you. Videos where Manuel covers the subject of Facebook ads. Typo, but who cares? And it's just like, boom, just like that, right? So I integrated the YouTube channel with it, and all my thousands of videos are in here, and I can search for specific subjects that I want to train my people on or my staff, or like if one of my account managers is trying to figure out what to do with an Amazon account and how to do pay-per-click, they can search for my training on that and they'll be able to find it. So let's go ahead and click on one of these. The secret to successful ads using Facebook and TikTok ads library. Okay, let me click on this one.
The Facebook ad library is a tool that's free that lets you basically spy on any page running ads. But it's cool because you can search by keyword, or you can search exactly which page you're looking for, and you can go through it and see like, well, what ads are they running? And it even shows you like how long they've been running. If it's been running for a long time, well, probably they're making money with it, or probably it's working. I wouldn't necessarily copy just whatever you see there. You can use it to model and adapt it to your own market or your own marketing plan.
Okay. At the beginning, when we did this for the first time, it was giving us terrible answers, wrong videos, and links that did not work. This thing is incredible. We just did the instant forms, right? There's another Facebook feature called an instant experience. How to generate sales right on Facebook. This is like a similar concept, but you can create your e-commerce cart inside of Facebook. So, okay, we got over here. We can watch this thing right here.
Are you ready to see your brand on TV? Your competitors will wish they had known about Vibe. With Vibe, you can launch.
Facebook Instant Experiences is something that I really, really love. I think they're actually very interactive. They are a great user experience. And on Facebook, the better the experience, the lower the cost of advertising. So that's why I believe Facebook Instant Experiences, for the ones that want to generate sales off of Amazon, you guys should dive into that particular area right there, because it will give people a great experience about your brand and have you get enough sales to justify.
Anyways, I go into specifics and I teach it, and I share my screen and so on. You get the idea, right? These things are accessible, and that's part of a custom GPT that could be done. Now, granted, it's a little bit more advanced. So if there are, ChatGPT can help you how to create it if you want to use it as a coach, or we can help you, right? Like that, and because it requires some coding abilities for us to integrate something like a YouTube channel and Instagram content and so on. But it is possible, all of it. And I can even have it like, I don't know, summarize marketing magic. Book, top marketing strategies. It is a great training tool for HR. Absolutely a game changer for HR. And it's really cool, man. It's talking my voice, my image, my mind. It's all 100%. And this is like, again, one of those can of worms, because I have everything in there. I have policies, and I have like trainings and courses and resources, like 10 years of accumulated stuff that are in here in this place. And that's part of what you guys can take advantage if you decide to jump on this unique GPT thing that you can build in there. So I'm gonna go back over here, and we're gonna build this thing over here. That was a slight little side interruptions. Back to the regular scheduled program. Actually, you know what? I want to go to the same conversation that we've been having, which is this one right here on that subject. And
I gave him all the data that we have, and with that data, it's going to help me put together the entire sequence that I want to put these people through. So you take that prompt that I gave you access to, and just in a click of a couple of buttons, you'll have your own sequence. I recommend that, it's crazy how it even added the link. It's just, wow. You know, like, it's just literally copy and paste, right? Copy and paste. It even added the link. It's a clickable line over here. So when you copy and paste this into your email platform, then it's all ready to go, right? You can humanize it, read it, and make it yours. Add some things, remove some things, like make it a little bit more special so it feels like you created it, right? And but other than that, it does the heavy lifting. You have somebody opts in instantly. There's something called Zap. There's a company called Zapier that it's a software that you integrate that can automatically send from the social media platform to your email marketing platform. And I believe that right now Facebook has created direct integrations with these platforms, so the middleman, aka Zapier, is not necessary in many cases. Yeah, so you got to go ahead and integrate. If you're using Constant Contact, get it integrated, and the moment that person opts in to the lead, then this email gets triggered and it gets sent. Hey, your ebook is ready, Manuel. Hi, Manuel. Thank you for signing up. I'm excited to share your free ebook, Minimalism Made Easy: How to Live with Less and Love It. This practical guide is full of tips and actionable steps to help you declutter your life and embrace the freedom of living with less. Click the link below to access your ebook. Let me click on this, see what it looks like. I don't know what it did. I don't know if I open up a separate link. Take your time going through it. If you're one step closer to a simpler, more intentional life, enjoy whoever you want to sign it with. And then you want to send out, remember 20% open rates, right? So you want to send out a text message together with that. And all these platforms, especially as of recently, have integrated text messaging capabilities. Many of them are not great at it. That's why I do suggest that you figure out High Level, because High Level has created, they have specialized on each individual platform, and they have made it really good. So they have the email platform inside High Level, the text messaging platform inside High Level, landing page creations inside High Level. You can do everything inside High Level. Even message one-on-one the person, call them, contact them. It is full service, like full, everything that you want to do on it. I would probably tell you that you're not going to use more than 10% of the capabilities of High Level. So just use what you need and just stick with that platform, and you don't have to work on creating other platforms, and just that one. I wish I would have made that software tool myself, because I would be very rich. I would just contact Sean and he will help me flip it and sell it for billions of dollars. That company produces $100 million a year right now. What is that company worth, Sean, if it produces $100 million? What do you think? If High Level produces $100 million a year, how much is it worth?
Jeez.
Ballpark.
Anywhere from 2 to 6 billion.
So produces $100 million a year. It's potentially worth anywhere from $2 to $6 billion. And they actually skyrocketed like that. They're good. They're really good. They're really good at what they do.
I mean, worst case, $1.5 billion.
Worst case, $1.5 billion. Yeah? Okay, good. So that email 1, email 2, this is a 7-day sequence that you can plug in and make like happen right away. You can always go back to the SOP that is on day 1 on how to create and set up your Go High Level account. I already gave you that for you to go step by step and get that executed, okay? That's crazy. We got 8 of them. I asked for 7, he gave me 8. That's cool. Abundance. So let's go back over here. Okay.
Okay, so we save it in a Google Doc, and then we're going to create the email sequences. There's many tools that we talked about that you can use for email and SMS marketing. Kajabi is like one that's built for course creators. It's not an email marketing platform. It's a course creation platform that allows you to email your students and your prospects. I've used Kajabi since 2015, a long time. I've sold millions of dollars in courses through Kajabi. I still use it today. We use it for my father's education también for many, many years, and that's simple to create. MailChimp is the cheapest one of all. Like, you can actually get, I think they give you up to 300, the first 300 emails are free. They still let you use the platform for free for a while. Easy to do. High level, again, like we talked about, you can try it out for free for 14 days. What we're doing today is setting up a high level. You can select one of these platforms over here. I want you to actually sign up. Who already signed up or who hasn't signed up yet?
For high level.
For high level. Okay, signed up under my link too. All right, sign up under my link and you can buy me eventually a cup of coffee if you stick on the platform. So that will mean a lot to me. All right, so you guys can go ahead and scan this QR code and sign up with my affiliate link for high level. Okay, I know some people are taking pictures. I'm gonna go back and tell you the plans here. I'm going to skip the setting up the account part because you guys are going to be able to go for that and do it at your own pace and just click on every single one of these links. Okay, but I'm going to go back to it if anybody else needs to take a picture of it. These are the plans right now: $97 a month, $297, or the Pro account, $497. We actually pay them a lot of money because we have a lot of all our clients get a sub account and we manage it inside our own platform. But for $97 a month, look at that. Unlimited contacts and users, unlimited. Up to 3 sub accounts. So you have 3 different brands that you want to market or you want to generate leads for, you want to do business with, you can actually have 3 of them inside that $97 a month. What you need for this one is just that 14-day free trial. Go ahead and sign up for the 14-day free trial. Go for it. I don't see any reason why you don't keep the platform, but you can go ahead and feel it for 14 days, and if you don't like it, then you can cancel the subscription. Okay, anybody needs to take a picture of this one? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you this part. I think we're okay with time. High level, click on marketing. You can see here a column with a lot of different options. You see there conversations, calendars. Conversations are going to be like your chats with like your prospects. Calendar appointments, you can integrate things for calendar appointments like we use here at AGM. We use a tool called Calendly. But now they're actually doing calendars from within Go High Level, and it's actually pretty cool, right? Like, so they're trying to bring all the solutions in the platform itself. Contacts, you can have your contacts. Opportunities is what they call a pipeline of people that are on the line to eventually purchase something from you. Opportunities, you get to move them on the different stages of them towards becoming a client. Payments, because it becomes a payment gateway also. You can connect Stripe on it directly so people can check out. You can connect PayPal directly on it, or you can have like a special, what they call a webhook for other types of merchant processing. All of it can be done in here. Automation, sites that you want to bring in and authorize, memberships. There's people actually building courses. They are trying to create a membership platform as well. Like they're trying to compete with Kajabi and with all these other education platforms. What's the other one called? Thinkific. LearnDash is the other one. They're trying to actually do a really good solution for somebody to come and create their own course and have a landing page to promote that course and so on. Media storage, reputation management, reporting. For social media, you can integrate all your social media accounts and it will allow you to get reporting and so on. So click on templates for the email, click plus new, blank template, and then you're going to select your editing experience, whether you want a design editor, you want a code editor, you want a plain text editor. We're doing design editor for this option over here. We're going to add an image element to the top, image, and then we're going to click on image, upload from media library, and then we got our logo over here that we already created with ChatGPT, organized for life. And we want to make it smaller so it looks good. So that's why we're dragging it here, make it smaller if it's necessary. And then we want to go and click on start from scratch and then add the email copy of our first email. And there we go, first email, we're on our way. We're gonna change some things over here that you can adjust, like you wanna adjust the size of the font, you like a different font, that you wanna make a part of it be the heading, you wanna make something bolded, you wanna make sure that the link is clickable and that it's hyperlinked with that text, all that simple, basic stuff. And then you're gonna highlight the placeholder for the first name, click on the custom values icon, and then we're going to go here with contact, because we already have that contact. We're going to call them by the first name, and then you see how it becomes this bracketed section, this high contact first name. Now that name is going to be pulled into that email on a one-on-one basis. It's going to be auto-populated, that recipient's first name. Select the text with the link in your lead magnet. Download the Minimalism Made Easy. We're going to make sure that we click on that link, hyperlink section, and then we're going to add the link there. That's the link to our lead magnet right there. So they can go ahead and download. And this could be anything, by the way. You can use a Dropbox link. You can use a even an iCloud link if you wanted. You can use a file link. You can use a Google link, Google folder. No, it doesn't matter what that is. Any of these things can go in there. Save, click the plus sign, drag and drop the footer element to the bottom of the email, and then it's going to look something like this. Copyright, the year now, location name, all rights reserved, your email address, and then option for people to unsubscribe, which is standard and is the law, right? And then you're going to save that template, click on settings, template settings, from name, from email, email subject, preview text, then click and save. The easiest thing to do, if this is feeling overwhelming or like too much information, is to go back and repeat one step at a time. And if you do that and you just literally just look at the slide and look at what it says, then you'll be able to end with the exact same product, which is a whole email sequence in place. Save template, repeat this step for every email in your sequence. Okay? So if you want to create the text for a sequence of emails and SMS messages, my idea was to get you guys to create it right away. So that's why we're calling it like an implementation lesson. But I still got one more lesson to go over that I wanna just cover, and you can feel free to play around with this. By the way, the text messaging option is also inside high level. It's the same thing, right? And you're going to go through the process of creating a sequence. It looks almost exactly the same like what we just went over. And you're going to have the phone number and the email. So it's going to trigger the email, it's going to trigger the text, and now you have a line being built with that person. All right, so let's take 5 minutes to answer a few questions before we move on to the last lesson of the mastermind. Who has a question? That's great. Either you're extremely overwhelmed or I'm a good teacher. Which one is it?
I think it's both.
That one over here?
It's a lot of information. Yeah.
Manuel.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
By the way, yes, you're a great teacher, but lots of information.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So
You had mentioned earlier, and I missed it, I was trying to catch it, as far as like to find out when people are running Facebook ads, where we can see how long they ran it and what they've been running. Where was it exactly that we could find that at?
Wow. Wow. Can of worms, right? You guys want to open up a can of worms? You don't want to open up a can of worms.
No, I
should not.
No, I just want to know where
I want
is
to
it
show you
exactly
this, though. I want to show you this, all right? I will. I'm going to slightly open it, and then I'm going to move on. I'm going to slightly open it. I think we're doing pretty good. I'm proud of myself, right? Check this out, okay? This is actually, I'm serious. What your question is a very important question, okay? The strategy of being able to look at what other people have done for inspiration, not for plagiarism, for inspiration, is extremely important in the marketing game. You have to be able to look at what other people have done. Steve Jobs talked about, right, the subject of like getting inspiration from others. It goes back to Einstein saying things about it. I mean, like the real artist knows how to look at other people and repeat their actions successfully. There's a term that we use called reverse engineering. If you can actually use ChatGPT, you should make a note what I'm about to say, okay? Use ChatGPT to research your competitors and find out 10, 20, 50 of them. ChatGPT will give you a whole list of them. And if you don't think you have competitors, then your name must be Elon Musk or something like that. First person and first company to ever really develop and launch this massive like company of electric vehicles, or like maybe you're the second coming of Steve Jobs, coming up with like the revolution of smartphones devices, right? Because other than that, we all have competitors. We all do. And if you don't have competitors, maybe you don't have demand for your product, and you're in the wrong business. It's as simple as that. You're gonna have a tough time selling it. Maybe you're a romantic and you feel that nobody has anything like you, and that's why your company and your product don't exist. I get it, that's fine, but romanticism will not help you build your business. So realistically, you have to look at what other people have done to be able to replicate their successful actions. One of my favorite places in the world is called the Facebook ad library. And I have a lot of education on the subject. I have videos on the subject. I've covered this in detail. It's one of my episodes. Jimmy, isn't it one of my new episodes? The ad library? Yeah. You know what episode number it is so they can make a note of it? This is like a 25-minute video in which I break down how to use this tool. And I don't charge you for that video. And all you got to do is go to Google and search for Facebook ad library. By the way, TikTok has the same thing. They have an ad library. This is something that they actually launch in the midst of the attacks of Mark Zuckerberg via Congress, when he was being put in the stand because of all these situations with Cambridge Analytica and all the data privacy violations and so on. Because of that, Zuckerberg and his team said, you know what? That's it. Transparency. Nobody can run an ad on social media, on my platforms, without me showing the world what they're running exactly. And they opened it up. You know how many people actually use it? Barely. Almost no one. And it's like a world. Is episode 3? 4. What? Episode 4? Okay. I'm tired, Jimmy. I don't see 3, 4, 5. I don't see, bro. Like, you say, you show this, I think it's like one finger. 215. Episode 215? I don't have 215 episodes, though.
No worries. Episode 4, it'll come out next week.
Next week.
It'll be live for everyone.
So this, are you guys all on my email list, or did you unsubscribe? So the back of the link to our new YouTube channel, baby? Yeah. Okay. Can you guys do me a favor and subscribe to my new YouTube channel, please? Apparently, my team says that this QR code will take you to my new YouTube channel.
okay? Next Thursday, there's gonna be a new episode that breaks down this subject, okay? Breaks it down. But it is a very important, incredible tool that they launch to protect the public relations of the company and let everybody know, listen, you think that I'm manipulating the elections. Well, you can see what we're doing. You think that I'm actually manipulating the media. Well, no, I'm actually, you can see exactly what any brand, business, politician, or anybody's doing. And it's all here. And it's absolutely incredible. For example, let's say that you wanted to replicate what we do. They change the platform all the time, but I can click on start now. Oh man, I gotta sign in? Don't tell me I gotta sign in. Please tell me it's the right password. Please tell me it's the right password. Oh, I gotta, okay.
They're gonna need a blood sample.
A blood sample. Okay.
It's good that they do all this.
It's great, actually. One of the most painful things is to get your account hacked. Some terrible things that can happen with that.
I sent you a dog video.
What's that?
Somebody asked for a dog video earlier today. I sent you a dog video.
A dog video? A dog?
That I created a dog video.
You created a dog video? To promote what?
Well, it's a dog video.
I want to see the dog video. Okay.
I wrote the script. I've done it this one is I paid people to crap ton of money.
Sean made a dog video.
Yeah, like why?
Yeah. Well, we can open up a new can of worms. Who wants to see Sean's dog video? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You guys are done with AI, right? You're like, let me go see some cute little dogs now, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, good. So I logged in already. Like that, they make you log in, right, to be able to take advantage of the tool. So let me just go ahead and search for it again. Facebook ad library. I'm gonna click on this thing right here, and let's check it out. So I'm gonna click on start now. Did they change everything here? What is this? What is this? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me go back here. Let me go back here. Part of the challenges of Facebook is how much they change, how fast, consistently. So let's see. Support, learn. Inspiration? No. I'm going to search this one more time. Facebook. Well, let me just try this. Meta ad. No.
I got the link for you.
I should be able to just see it here. Okay, Meta ad library tools. Meta Transparency Center. Meta ad library tools. Transparency Center. Okay. Is that not it?
Nope. You gotta go to facebook.com/ads/library. And you'll be right out there.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. I'm actually showing up in one of those videos. That's cool. Facebook.com. Write down the link, guys, because it used to be easier to find it.
/ads/library.
Library. Okay. Okay, cool. Wow. Thank you, Jimmy. Let's give a big hand to Jimmy for like assisting me while I'm already falling to pieces over here. I'm just kidding. I'm fine.
It used to be like ads/library.facebook.
Yeah, it used to be easier. Okay, so I'm already logged in. It's going to make you log in to be able to leverage the tool. Let's say, for example, I want to look in the USA. I'm going to select all ads, and I'm going to zoom into this. And I want to, you see over here, Natural Slim USA? 2.4 million followers, how many people we got in the in Instagram and so on. Well, you can click on this and you can see the ads that we're running. You see how I think was it Jorge that was saying, see how long they've been running for, and if they're running for a long time. Well, you can see here if they're active. For example, this one, it tells you that we started running it on January 2025 on the 23rd. So literally on Thursday, we started running these ads. And here's the cool thing, right? And this goes on and on. As you can see here, do you agree that I walk the talk? Right? Like, I'm not talking about running ads. I'm actually running ads and then telling you about it, right? Like, so I'm actually willingly putting our energy to work because I know it will help us get results. And we have a lot of variation of these results, of these types of ads. Lots of it, hundreds. Look at the results. 110 results, 110 active ads right now. That's what it takes. That's the game. That's the volume that you got to put out there to be able to actually succeed. Obviously, this is a big established brand. You guys don't need to do 110 ads tomorrow to win. You start with 1, 2, 3, get that going, and then you build from there and so on. I've been running ads on Facebook for 15 years, right? This company right here is already 18 years old. So we've been established for quite a while, but you can see that we're always creating, and we use a variety of things. We have consultants on the camera. We have like videos that we make ourselves over here.
Sentirte más relajado y cuidar tu metabolismo en cualquier momento.
Those are made by the AGN team, and then we use the voice from the people, and then we have my father here showing up on videos in which we're promoting products. This is a video of him.
Bueno, una explicación adicional.
A bunch of different stuff going on, targeting different audiences. And you know, one of the cool things is that you actually can, it helps you get inspired, right? Oh, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should talk about this, or, you know, look at how they write the copy. Look at the call to actions that they use. Well, how about the landing page? Can I see the landing page? Well, there's an option over here to click on it, and I can see the landing page, right? And this is like our actual page, and you get to see, wow, look at their page. Look at how they do it. Oh, they actually have a pop-up. Well, that's cool. They're opting people in. It's very cool. So you spend a few hours studying your competitors and what they're doing. And if they're running ads, you will know. There's no way that somebody can run an ad on Facebook and Instagram on the planet without Facebook openly telling you what they're doing across any industry. You'll look on Facebook and on Instagram, and you'll see both options there. You can see what they're running on Instagram. You can see what they're running on Facebook. So if you want to get your creative juices flowing, right, so you can come up with your own concepts of it, look at brands that you know are successful already and use that for your own inspiration to get things going. Wow, that's cool, right? Yeah. Okay, I think that was a good can of worms to jump through for a second. Yeah. Thank you. Guys, I could literally do a mastermind for 365 days full time, and still not be done. That's how big the world of marketing can be. It's a pretty massive world. So yes, stay connected. Keep on learning. The moment that you stop learning is the moment you stop earning. Okay? Yeah. I actually made up that line myself, all by myself. We can ask ChatGPT if somebody else did before me.
Question here.
Go for it.
Yeah, this will be my third question. How many do I have left for?
Bob, the next one you're going to be executed. One more and you get executed.
So I have two questions in one. So if I understand you correctly, and this is my question in follow-up to your last thing, do you actually feed your whole contact list then into Facebook?
Abso-freaking-lutely. The whole thing. The whole thing. You know, Xiomara over here in the corner, she has gotten requests from me to go back to the beginning of the company and give me the entire list of prospects that we've ever gotten, which is in the millions. And she gets a headache, and after she gets her headache, she gets through the process, and she feeds me the entire list. And I use it for many reasons. First of all, I'm trying to activate people that are kind of disconnected. But second of all, I'm actually trying to get Facebook, Instagram, these platforms to know who my ideal customers are, so they can help me go get more of these. So being in communication with Meta about who your customers are is extremely important.
What data do you give? The name, the email?
Facebook gets the first name and last name, email and phone number.
Email and phone number,
yeah.
Right. So I bought a campground 3 years ago, an RV campground, and I have probably a whole list of people who have stayed at the campground, right? might be.
Can we all go stay there? Like, is there room for us to have an after party? The campgrounds?
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And cabins as well. But I only bought 3 years ago. I'm not from that business beforehand. Now I'm learning a lot. What I want to do, what the idea he gave me, I take the contact list, put it into Facebook, and constant contact as well, I guess. I'll create an ad for Facebook, right, using ChatGPT, some lead magnet. Should I do that? And then I'm only familiar with boosting, or can I do some other kind of ad that I should do? And what do you suggest I should then do next?
So,
I'm willing to pay you some for this idea that you're going to give me.
Yeah. Go ahead and rephrase your question again. Rephrase your question.
Okay, so I'm going to take my list of guests, I'm going to feed it into Facebook, or load it into Facebook, right, with the hashing or whatever you call it. Then I need to create some kind of ad or a post, right, to take advantage of that. I'll generate that ad using ChatGPT or so, some kind of lead magnet.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or a lead magnet, would you call it a lead magnet, or I want people to follow me on Facebook to begin with?
Well, the problem is that the follow doesn't mean much of anything. A follow, when you just get a follower, these people many times don't hear back from you ever again, because Facebook, just the organic reach is like 2-5%, very small.
Okay.
So you want to get the prospect into your world. You want to get the lead, get the email, get the phone number.
Right, and do I do that? I'm only familiar with boosting posts on Facebook. Right?
Yeah, well, I just went over that, Bob. The whole thing of you have to review this lesson, pause. We just did that over the last 2 hours, right? You're not going to do boosting because boosting is a layman's advertising tool.
Okay.
Right? It's the way it is. You don't have the capabilities that you have, like the ones that I just went over the last couple of hours, that you go to business.facebook.com or adsmanager.facebook.com.
Right.
And then you set up an account, and then you select your page and your audience and so on, and then you do your advertising through that, okay?
Okay.
That's what you got to do. And I think, Bob, somebody like you should probably get support, so we can help you get things going. So you should talk to our team about that.
Yeah.
And sometimes these areas, like for me, I take them for granted because I've been in this world for so long, but they're hard to get, I get it. Like sometimes they're hard to get going. So if you can afford it, bring the experts. I really don't care who. Like, I'm happy and prefer that you guys choose me because I know that I can service you. But it doesn't matter who. Sometimes you just need to get help. That's the way it is. Get things going until you yourself are confident that you can do it yourself. It's important, right? So do that. You already see the opportunity, you see it's possible, you see it's potential. Okay, great. Now you know that it's good for you. Get the help that you need to get things rolling, all right?
Yeah. Then another quick question. I don't.
That's
really
the
have...
execution one, though.
Huh?
That's the one that's gonna.
I could use a calendar to organize my life. So much data we learned today and other things I'm doing. Do you use ChatGPT to organize as a calendar or to keep everything straight and organized?
I use Google to organize my calendar.
Okay.
It's integrating AI. It's getting better at it. So I'm already used to that for years. I've used Google to manage my calendar.
Yeah.
I have a team of people that manage my calendar. It's a bunch of people, right? So I don't necessarily manage my own calendar. I look at it and see what I got on my plate. And their job is to ensure that the people that need my attention, whether it's clients of mine or employees and staff members or family or whatever, it's all lined up in that one calendar. So I manage things for my calendar. I'm sure that you can actually have things set up with ChatGPT, but I'm not doing that for calendars.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. Final stretch, guys.
Let's go.
So we figured out a quick little recap here. Okay? So here's what we got. We figured out how to create lead magnets, how to get a lot of these resources put together. We got through the build out of the building of that lead magnet, we figured out how to create irresistible ad copy, creatives that help us convert. We also figured out how to create those lead capture pages. We got that covered, like how to create a page for people to opt in and for us to get contact information and so on. We also went really deep and got super excited and over-delivered on a whole 2.5-hour session. It was supposed to be 1 hour on avatars. And that was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed doing that with you guys because I can't wait to see what you guys do with that. So we did that, and you already know. Raise your hand if you already know how to create your own avatar. That's cool. That's so freaking cool, right? Super awesome. It's easy, right? We even use a cell phone for it. We didn't use a fancy camera. We used a cell phone, right? We then went into the last couple of hours on email sequences, SMS sequences. It's the same thing, like it's inside high level, so it's the same exact thing, but we showed you how to create them. We also showed you how to launch these campaigns, how to publish the ads, how to put $5, $10 to work so we can launch the campaigns. So we pretty much covered pretty much everything that doesn't say bonus. There's one more thing that I wanted to go over. And then if I finish fast enough, then we'll have some time for Q&A and wrap up hopefully what ends up being a great 2 days for you guys. This is what's happening there? Is that, who's that? Is that Brad doing it? Okay. Okay, Heather, I'll forgive you. Heather, where did you come from, by the way? Massachusetts. She flew in. Let's give Heather a big round of applause. Yeah. Amazing. She also came to last year's event, and she's doing it again. That's commitment. That's compromise. I love it. It motivates me to keep going, right? I really mean it. I mean, she's coming all the way from over there to come and spend a couple days with us over here. So that's amazing. And, you know, like, I woke up this morning, and I walked outside, and it was 35 degrees.
I brought it with me.
You brought it with you, right?
We both did.
I was wondering, is it the end of the world or something? Like, what is happening? 35 degrees here. I'm sure my Puerto Rican family is like, what is this? I'm talking about literally 3 times lower temperature than Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? They're at 90 degrees over there, and here we are at 30 degrees. It's like, what's happening over here? Yeah, these Puerto Rican guys, they're 70 degrees, they're like pulling out their leather coats and like all their bear feathers and crazy stuff, right? Absolutely. In the beach last week. That's right. Okay, good. So check this out, guys. This is mind bending. Category of mind bend, all right? And we're gonna wrap up the day with this. And but I think I mentioned during some of the promo that I was gonna show you guys. I think I opened up the second part of the slides. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, here we go. All right. I think I promised this particular training. It's one of those things that I'm like, unbelievable, right? Like, and I covered a few unbelievable things, but this was freaking cool. Create and launch a podcast without ever recording an episode. Who here listens to podcasts? Raise your hand. All right, keep your hand up for a second. Keep your hand up, and I want you guys to all look around and see the percentage of the room that's actually listening to podcasts. Pretty incredible, right? Like 10 years ago, none of you would have raised your hand, maybe 1 or 2 of you, right? Yeah. And now we have like 90% of the population listening and getting educated and trained via podcasts. I can show you some of the stuff that I do with this. Somebody like, for example, Dr. Berg has never made a podcast in his life, never made a podcast. And we have about 200 million downloads of his content through podcasts. Wow. Think about that. Oh my God. He's gotten 200 million downloads. He's never made a podcast in his life. Wow. Many years ago, about 5 years ago, I saw the opportunity and I started taking his content, taking the audio out, extracting the audio, and I started publishing episodes. And all his content gets published on podcasts because it's very educational and he has a lot of information. People miss out because Dr. Berg uses, for many years, used the whiteboard, so they get to miss out on that. But recently, it's so much better because he basically has the B-roll, but he talks to the camera a lot. And for podcasts, it's incredible.
What is the main avenue that podcast? What is the main?
Spotify, number one. She's asking what is the main avenue. For many years, for 20 years, it was Apple Podcasts. I'm exaggerating with 20, maybe like 14. And number two was Spotify, and they started taking off. And I saw it coming. I saw it coming so much that I started using a tool called Anchor. That's what it was called. And I went deep into Anchor. I even taught it a lot. I talked to people a lot. I went deep into it. I started creating my own podcast and so on. And I was right on this one. I've been wrong on other things. I was really right. Anchor was bought by Spotify. So now it's called Spotify for Creators. And Spotify went crazy. So crazy that they actually got Joe Rogan and they paid him $100 million for the rights to his podcast. And they did this several times all over again. And they took off. Big time. So now the number one platform for podcasts on the planet is Spotify.
Isn't it also
Apple is second place.
incorporating it too, so if you're an Amazon Prime member, you have access to their podcast through them too?
Amazon Prime is not related to Spotify.
No, I know it's not related to Spotify, but aren't they branching out and offering kind of an avenue to do podcasting there?
Amazon?
Yeah.
Amazon might. They always try. I mean, they have so much money. They can buy all these companies for breakfast and not even feel it, right? But they play on these areas. Like they've been playing on the Amazon Live game now for a few years. They haven't succeeded. Yeah, they're trying, but it hasn't caught on. All these big guys, metas of the world, for 10 things that they try, 9.5 of them fail. That's the way it is. And then they keep on focusing on their big thing. But this is cool, and it's new. What I'm going to show you right now is being done by no one. Like, I cannot even say 0.001%. It is that new of an opportunity. And this is the podcast opportunity. Two things you probably heard me talk about often. Putting your brand where the attention is, providing value through that content. Where is the attention? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, you name it, right? There's one more platform that many brands don't often jump on, and that's podcasts. Over 546 million listeners worldwide. I have been doing seminars for a decade, all right? Going back to 2015. And one thing that I really always systematically did, because for my own benefit, a selfish thing, is survey the audience and find out where they were at. I can tell you in 2015, I would ask people who's advertising on Facebook, and 10% of the audience would raise their hand. If I ask that right now, 90% of their audience raises their hand. I have seen this happen over and over and over again. In 2018, I started asking people who was already doing TikTok. 2019, nobody was raising their hand. Everybody thought it was a joke. And now everybody's doing TikTok. Raise your hand if you're on TikTok. Raise your hand. Be honest, sincere. Right? One second. Raise your hand if you have logged into TikTok at least once in the last month. Be honest. Raise your hand. Okay, that's about 50% of you guys, right? That number was 1% 5 years ago. This transition keeps on happening over and over again. 10 years ago, people were still listening to radio. Today, no one listens to radio. Raise your hand if you listen to a 98.6 FM or AM station. Raise your hand. Tell me that, be honest, okay, be honest. Raise your hand and keep it up, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of maybe 7.
Not AM, no.
Not AM, okay? All right. So that's about 30%. I got 30% of the hands, right?
5 years ago, it was 80%, it was 90%. So these transitionings are always actively happening, right? And podcast is how we educate ourselves now. And there's podcasts on every subject. Doesn't matter what it is. There's like podcasts on construction, software. There's podcasts on technology, on AI, on marketing, on business, on life, on marriages, on children, on raising children, on like style and fashion, on beauty. There are podcasts on everything, on every single subject, right? And they have a lot of attention. And you know what I've noticed with podcast listeners? They're a very qualified audience because they have attention. They are driving, they're exercising, and they're paying attention. So when they get educated, you get a chance to actually connect with these people a lot more, and they opt in systematically and effectively, right? So 47% of the population, 12 years plus, listens to a podcast at least once a month. Imagine that, 47%. Last year, podcast ad spending was over $4 billion. People investing on podcast advertising. So who can create a podcast? Doctors, teachers, accountants, lawyers, mechanics, photographers, plumbers, real estate agents, veterinarians, artists, chiropractors, event planners, HR specialists, coaches, marketers, bakers, authors, dietitians, you name it, right? Investors. So why should you start a podcast? Let's take a closer look at the demographics, right? 129.9 million monthly podcast listeners in the US. 59% of the American consumers 12 years plus listen to a podcast at least once a month. 55% of Americans aged 35 to 54 listen to a podcast at least once a month. 27% of Americans over 55 are monthly podcast listeners. 51% of listeners are male. 48% of listeners are female. You see your target demographic somewhere in there? It's probably there, right? So if you want to make your own podcast, I'm going to show you how. You can literally launch your podcast tomorrow. It's pretty crazy stuff. So how to create it? Let's look at the bare minimum of what you will need to start a podcast. A host, a phone to record audio, something to talk about, an internet connection, a podcast hosting service. We have Spotify as an example. Next, you need to create regular episodes. There are a few ways you can record podcast episodes. You can repurpose existing content. I do this a lot. You can turn previously recorded webinars, YouTube videos, etc. into a podcast episode. This is what the actual video was, and this is what the podcast become. ChatGPT versus human lawyers. Who saves you most time? Unless you know Sean Holyfield. I'm going to add that here too. He might not be available for hire though. Record solo episodes, that's another way. Share your expertise or stories directly with your audience. You can run co-hosted shows. Like I'm booking Sean to come here with me to do an episode. If you walk into my studio, you're more than welcome to check it out afterwards. I have a podcast table, and I put the microphones in there, and I bring superstars and powerhouses and amazing people, and we do great podcasts together, great conversations, and I put them out on social media, and I do two birds with one stone, because I have a video one that we post on social media, and we create clips with it. I've interviewed best of the best people. A lot of the people, you can see them on the wall over here. I have this thing called the Wall of Fame, that it's a lot of the people that I get to work with. Les Brown and Grant and Elena and Brandon Dawson and Tom Cummins and I mean, you name it, Jason Flatlin. I've had enormous quality people that have succeeded at a high level, and we have great conversations. But that's unscalable, right? Because they depend on me and my time and me finding the people to come and interview and the amazing people that I can interview and so on, right? So that's unscalable. But that's a way of recording some of these sessions. Here's a great example of a co-hosted podcast I found recently. You guys want to listen to this one? These guys, all right, did a whole podcast. They have a podcast called the Marketing Minds Podcast. And it's pretty cool. It's two, the guys, his name is Ryan, and her name is Chloe. And it was an honor for me. Like, it was an absolute honor. It was amazing. They actually did a whole episode to talk about my book. And I was like, wow, that's so cool.
I love it. You know, like what an honor for somebody to pick up my book and talk about it. Just about me. I mean, I really felt super humbled, right? It covers all kinds of marketing related topics. They mentioned me several times. Here's one of the recent episodes. You guys want to hear it? Okay.
Okay, so imagine this. You walking out of a master class this weekend, having built your own lead magnet, launched a podcast, even created a whole ad campaign, all with AI. That's kind of the promise behind ManuelSuarez's AI Marketing Ninja Masterclass happening this weekend.
Yeah, it's a big promise for sure. But this is actually Manuel's third masterclass. And the first two were like incredibly popular, so clearly the guy's on to something, right?
For sure. And it's not like he's just some random, internet marketing guru. It's ManuelSuarez. He's the CEO of attention-grabbing media and the author of that best-selling marketing book, Marketing Magic. The guy knows how to make a splash.
Totally. So for everyone listening, if you're into leveraging AI for your business, let's break down exactly what this masterclass is all about.
Yeah, for sure. So from what we've gathered, it seems like Manuel is really focused on teaching people how to use AI for like every single part of their marketing.
Yeah, and what's really cool is that it's not just theoretical. He actually gives you like tangible outputs, things you can use immediately in your business.
Yeah, that's what caught my eye too. It's not just about understanding AI, it's about like getting actual results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He gives step-by-step instructions for like specific AI tools. So you're not just, learning the concepts, you're building stuff.
So let's dive into some of the content, yeah. Starting with lead magnets, which are, of course, essential for capturing those valuable leads.
Absolutely. And you know what's really cool? He goes way beyond the typical ebook or checklist. Like, he dives into some really innovative stuff, like how to build custom GPTs.
Right. Imagine having your own AI-powered expert, guiding people, answering their questions, personalized to their needs.
And get this, he actually shares the prompts he uses to generate content with ChatGPT. Like, he even has a prompt for making sure that your custom GPT references information on your website, to really keep people engaged.
Wow, that's huge. Having the right prompts is like, I don't know, having the keys to the kingdom with AI.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the creation. He covers how to set up a lead capture page. And even automating the delivery using tools like High Level.
Yeah, it's all about making it work for you, not the other way around. Speaking of, systems, advertising is another area where AI is a total game changer.
No kidding. Manuel's diving into how to use AI, create everything from eye-catching visuals to scripts, even those UGC-style videos that everyone loves.
And I'm really intrigued by his approach to AI avatars. Imagine like creating videos with realistic-looking people without, ever having to film anything.
That's next-level efficiency. But it's not just about the tech, right? He breaks down like what makes a good ad, what makes an effective ad.
Right. He actually shares prompts for coming up with those creative concepts. So like, for example, if you're targeting busy professionals who feel overwhelmed, he might suggest a visual contrast. So first, like an image of someone drowning in clutter, and then like a serene image of that same person in a minimalist space.
That's so smart. Speaks directly to the transformation people are looking for. And he doesn't stop at the visuals. He even talks about using AI to generate those catchy text overlays that, make ads pop.
Oh, and he even has prompts for, writing scripts that sound authentic, like a friend sharing their experience.
Yeah. Sounds like he's giving people a framework for thinking differently about their advertising.
Absolutely. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even gotten into how he's using AI to launch podcasts without even recording a single episode, or crafting email sequences that practically write themselves.
Hold on. A podcast without recording. You're going to have to tell us more about that in the next part.
I definitely will. Welcome back. It's amazing, isn't it, this whole masterclass thing?
It is, especially, as we're going through all this stuff. It's really hitting me that this masterclass is about way more than just using AI tools. It's about understanding the strategy behind it all.
Yeah, for sure. It's about taking your creativity and expertise and like supercharging them, not replacing them.
It's like having a superpowered sidekick for your marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really important for everyone listening too, even with all these amazing AI tools out there, the magic ingredient, it's still you, your unique expertise.
Yeah.
Wow. Bravo, Chloe and Ryan! These two guys, I love these guys, right? I absolutely love them. Now, one day maybe you'll get to meet them and get them to sign an autograph or something. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
It's cool. Absolutely insane. Imagine what we could do with this, right? Did anybody not know by now that this is all AI? Does anybody not know? Maybe they haven't been on the mastermind for the weekend and they don't know some of the stuff available, right?
When you put the photo and everything, I didn't know. But then, so you're so smart, you're so this, you're so that.
I talked about how amazing I was.
Yeah.
Nicole was talking about how my ego came through the actual people, right? Like, it's fine. Hey, I am self-confident, right? Like, it's just so much fun, right? It is so much fun to create on this. Self-confidence is not a flaw, especially not in the marketing game. Nobody buys from weak people that don't believe in themselves. You wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in myself, right? You got to believe in it. You really do. So anyways, this is, and you can play around. This is our create. This is like what we did. We created this image with AI, right? The whole thing is built with AI, with what you learn. You can do it with your own voice if you want to, of course. All of it, I'm going to show you the tool. And I'm going to go through the steps of doing this. I just think about just having somebody else share their opinion about your stuff and just provide that feedback long term and make them an extension of me or the CEO of AGM and just give strategies. For example, I can have them create a podcast episode for every single one of the chapters of this book and have a deep conversation about it. And I can determine what tone I want it in, if I want it to have more humor, if I want it to be more serious. Exactly how I want it will be determined by our process along the way. And I can play around with it. Like, there's a lot that we can do with this. And it's pretty much never ending, because then I can have it, you already have the book. Why don't you just visualize creating another entire book? Here's Manuel's entire YouTube channels, and here's Manuel's entire library of everything and resources, and come up with concept ideas for more podcasts. And I can start launching one podcast a day. Long term, that's going to give value to people. And if I can just get clients from this, because I'm actually giving them actual value. This is just funny, obviously. I'm making it talk about me and so on. But there's a practical aspect of how do we execute this at a high level. So if you forget that you know me and you've been here for the last 2 days, would you listen to this for 1 second? Would you listen to this?
Yeah.
And would you recognize that it's AI?
No.
Incredible, right? That's how natural it is. Even the photo of the host, right, as we talked about, these are made up people. They don't exist.
To be honest, the first time I asked him, is it AI?
Yeah. So Andres is saying here that the first time he asked, is that AI? Right? We know that. It's like natural. It's incredible. So I'm going to show you how to make your own for your brand. You're going to create an AI-powered podcast, and you can start with setting up the podcast channel itself. The Marketing Minds podcast was the title that I chose. I selected a host name. Her name was Chloe Mitchell. You can brainstorm this and do whatever the heck you want, especially with your super assistant ChatGPT. And I have a description about it. Marketing Minds podcast with hosts Chloe Mitchell and Ryan Jacobs is your ultimate guide to staying ahead in the world of modern marketing. Each week, Chloe and Ryan brings you the latest marketing trends, practical social media tips, and strategies for impactful email marketing. But that's not all. Dive deep into the exciting world of AI and learn how to leverage to enhance creativity and efficiency in your marketing efforts. Whether you're a marketing professional, entrepreneur, or simply tech curious, this podcast provides the tools and insights you need to make smarter, more innovation. Channel name, description, and image. That's basically the basics. We can have ChatGPT help us with the channel name and description. You do have over here in your prompt Bible, we have a section over here on bonus, and it's pretty lengthy. Okay, you see that? Like, it's everything that you can possibly need, right? Yeah. Podcast name and description, that's a prompt. Another prompt, image for podcast channel. You have a standard operating procedure, how to create a Spotify podcast channel. You got a prompt, podcast topic ideas and description. You got another standard operating procedure, how to prep your source file for Notebook LM, which is how you're going to create. This is a little bit more like higher level, but all you got to do is don't worry about it. Just go one step at a time, because that's how you're going to start making the integration to push that content out. Okay. So just when you're ready for that, you go in sequence. When you get to that one, just one step at a time. How to create a podcast, that's the SOP. And then prompt, script creation for sample voice recordings. And then we are recommending for this one, I have mentioned this tool a few times throughout the weekend, 11 Labs. Okay? We created Hey Gen avatars, and that was great. It was amazing. 11 Labs is a different tool that is really good for voice cloning. So if you're serious about this, that's another tool that you want to learn about, and there's an SOP that shows you how to do so. Prompt, script for podcast episode. With this prompt, you'll be able to make it yours and create a script for the entire episode, which is going to be cool, because if you have Chloe and you got a guy, whatever that is, then you'll have the script, tell what each person is going to say, and you have this natural back and forth, which is really good for podcasts, right? SOP, how to create a podcast episode using your voice, right? You can use your own voice, like you answer somebody answered, it was you asked the question, using 11 Labs, and then the prompt, title, and description for podcast episode, and how to create a podcast episode in Spotify SOP. That's work right there. It looks like a lot. The key is one step at a time. It's not a lot. I promise you, it's not. You just got to open up these things and just do one at a time. For example, when you open up how to create a Spotify channel, then you see the steps here. Image, graphic, visual, just a few steps. And at the end of it, here in step number 12, you got your own podcast, all right? It's that simple. It is not overwhelming. Heather, very quickly.
Yes, so if you're doing that, are you able to track them to see actually how?
Oh, you're going to get metrics, analytics. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, you get the analytics. And who here manages, is there anybody here managing Dr. Berg's podcast? Jimmy, do you know how to, you got the password for me? It's been a while. Here, see if you can log in. I want to show them how that looks, the analytics on Spotify. You'll see how many people are downloading, the amount of listeners that you have weekly, monthly. You'll see all that data, right? If it says 0 and you do it for 6 months and you have 0, then you're wasting your time because you're not doing something valuable. But eventually, it's so early in the game that these tools will not be able to recognize just yet. Spotify, what's being built with AI and what's being actually created by a human, which is your opportunity. It's too early in the game. So if you just get this thing going and it becomes cool and fun and valuable, there is a podcast that I listened to for a while, and it was in marketing, and it was by this group called the Social Media Examiner, and it was AI, and it was a 5-minute valuable clip every week, and it kept their name present. So I was always learning social media stuff, and I would listen to 5 little short clips on audio, and it was very valuable to me. So whenever they sold tickets to their event, they had my attention because I was getting value from them. So as long as there's a natural conversation that actually has value and education, inspiration, entertainment, it doesn't matter, you got their attention, which means that now you can plug in commercials and sell them whatever the heck you want. Because here's the thing, you eliminate the middleman. You control the media. You control it. So when it comes to plugging in commercials, you decide what gets put there and what doesn't, right? Which is eliminating the middleman, right? Okay, so you're gonna go for those steps right there, and it should be very easy to execute on that. Okay, we're down to 19 minutes before my wrap-up time, but let me just go for these steps very quickly. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, you have the prompts, you go for it. For example, this one, anybody here a dentist? Dentist over here? Example, the Chasing Smiles podcast. Description, welcome to the Chasing Smiles podcast, your go-to source for everything dental and beyond. Are you logged in? Yep. You're the man. Hosted by industry experts, we share insights on the latest trends, patient care, and business strategies to help dental professionals succeed. Whether you're a dentist, student, or just curious about the world of smiles, this podcast offers practical advice and inspiring stories to keep your head in the ever-evolving dental field. Tune in and join us on the journey to creating healthier, happier smiles. Who here would like to have a healthy, happy, shiny smile? Right? Who here has had trouble with their teeth in the past? Absolutely, right? Do you feel that a dentist that has knowledge on the mouth and the body will ever run out of content? It's a never-ending subject. Never-ending subject. And people don't know what you know. They don't know it. We take for granted our knowledge. We take it for granted every day. We don't realize that people need it. And it's our job to get it out to them. And in exchange for that, we get the one thing that we all need to grow a business, which is attention, right? It's a beautiful thing. It is incredible. So creating an image for the podcast, we're going to use ImageFX AI tool. You go to ImageFX. You have a prompt template over here in your list of templates. Create a vector style logo for my podcast called the Chasing Smiles Podcast. Please don't ask me why vector style. All right, this is the way that this has to be created for that specific thing to work out well for the thing. Anybody know the definition of vector? You know the definition of vector?
Vector is a
specific angle? Right?
No, it's from line to line that connected by dots.
From line to line connected by dots.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. The name of our podcast, a description of the topics covered. And then we go to settings and set the aspect ratio to square. Copy and paste the prompt into ImageFX. Click create. And then we're going to get something like this. Right? The Changing Smiles podcast. Doesn't have to be complicated. Nobody really cares about the image. Jimmy, what's that?
I got a question from Chris online over here.
Yeah, what's that?
It's do you accumulate leads from Spotify podcast via your commercials or ads? And if not, how can you do that?
How do you accumulate views or downloads?
Leads, like can you capture leads from a podcast, like from Spotify?
So podcasting is a long-term strategy, branding strategy that you want to give value to get attention. So then you can convert that attention into leads. And the way that you convert them into leads is by offering things along the way. If you've ever heard a podcast, you know that they have pauses, sometimes at the start, at the middle, and at the end, in which they say, hey, so before I move on to the content of today, let me just tell you about something that I have coming up. I have a masterclass happening at Attention Grabbing Media in January 24th and the 25th, and I want to invite you to come and visit. I'm going to be covering X, Y, Z. So go to aicourse.ai to find out more information, and I will hope to see you there. On to the content of today's podcast, and then we move on. So you create your own commercials inside these episodes. So when you launch these episodes, your first target is get attention. Once you get attention and you know people are listening, then you can actually start selling stuff and promoting some of the offers that you have, or as a starting point, offering some of your lead magnets. You can now go and say, hey, I put together a coaching, a digital coach for you. If you want to access it, go to agmagency.com/marketing coach. And then you can get people from podcasts to come and opt into some of the things that you have going on. It generates business. Let me see, more analytics. Wow. Incredible. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna share, this is what I wanted to share with you so you can see the opportunity, okay? Okay, so this is an example, right? Look at the growth, look at that trend. This is Dr. Berg's podcast, right? And 53,000 followers, it doesn't matter as much. This is what matters, check this out. 197 million downloads all time.
Wow.
He's never spent one penny to promote this.
Wow.
One single penny. We don't even pay for the platform. It's free. You see what I mean? Like the insanity of opportunities that you don't know that are available, that all you gotta do is jump all over them. This is my baby. Dr. Berg does the product. Like I cannot do this without Dr. Berg, right? He's the magician, I'm the marketing guy. Like his content is what makes this valuable, but I'm the one that said, we're gonna take that content and we're gonna leverage another platform and it's gonna cost us $0. And Dr. Berg was like, okay, fine, let's go. And never made a podcast, never. We've always, if you go to these episodes, it's thousands of them based on what he actually puts out on his social media, on his YouTube channel. And every single episode gets 8,500 views. This is the estimated the last 7 days. That's a lot of people, a lot of qualified people that are watching this. And almost 200 million free downloads and growing. When you look at this trend over here, it's like, whoa, absolutely amazing. Did this for my dad as well. We have this. He doesn't have the numbers because, let me tell you why my dad doesn't have the numbers. We still have millions of downloads. I haven't looked in a while, but I think the last time we had about 10 million downloads, not 200. The reason why we don't have Dr. Berg numbers is because the Latin American people are always behind. The technology is always behind. In about 5, 7, 8 years, in Latin America, podcasts are going to be as widespread as they are in the USA. Dr. Berg's audience is 50% USA. He has a lot of people overseas and internationally, but he has a big audience for the USA. So he has a lot. We do this for my dad, I do this for myself, and so on. But it's one of those like crazy, amazing, awesome opportunities that nobody really jumps all over them. So now you have the ability to do this for yourself, of course, for your content, but to leverage AI to take this to the next level and put it every single day, because we post for Dr. Berg every day. And it's like, but you get these metrics, right? You get these metrics, you can look at all time, like we see over here, or you can go and look at the last 30 days. Like he's got 149,000 streams in the last 30 days. 17,000 hours have been consumed of his content over the last 30 days. That's a lot of attention, lots of attention. All right, cool. Okay, here we go. So we have the branding elements ready. We're gonna set up our channel. The way that we create a Spotify channel is creators.spotify.com. It looks like that for creators. This is basically exactly what I just showed you right now. It used to be Anchor, but it's now Spotify for creators. Click on Get Started. Sign up for Spotify, type in your email address, click Next, create a password, Next, add your brand name, add your birth date, gender, click Next, agree to the terms, sign up, mark that you've read terms and conditions, accept, click on Create a New Show, and add the name of your podcast in the description. We already got that figured out. Here's the name, here's the description. So the category and language, there's all these categories. You want to go ahead and select one of these. And upload your podcast artwork, upload the image over here. Simple. Now we create some epic episodes for our channel. With only text, if you wanted to do only text, let me introduce you to the AI tool we'll be using to create these episodes. It's called Notebook LM. There's no way around it at this point. It is a new tool, but it's very simple to utilize. notebooklm.google.com. Its AI tool wasn't created for the purpose of creating podcasts. It's actually a learning tool. Luckily, we do want our podcast to teach something, right? So before we create an episode, we need to gather or create a source text that will tell the AI what to create. It can be a transcript from a video you recorded, a blog you wrote about a popular topic, a chapter from a book you wrote, like Marketing Magic, a detailed description of a topic you want to use. So for example, I could use a chapter from my book Marketing Magic as my source text. Where is the podcast coming from? How to be everywhere. Like how to be omnipresent in the world of social media, right? I have a starting quote that says, when I hear people say you're everywhere, I know I'm doing it right. So before we're ready to use the source text, we need to prepare so it includes our brand name, location, and any other information we want the episode to include. How to be everywhere? We start this by copying the text you want to use. Copy it, paste it over here, add more information about the text that you want the AI to know before creating the episode, such as where it came from, brand name, title, history, accomplishments, product, services. This source text is now ready to create an episode. Now, what if you don't have existing source text to work with? Well, we're going to create it. To create a source text, we need decide on the topic, use ChatGPT to create a detailed description of the topic, and we're going to start by creating a few episode ideas for our podcast using ChatGPT. You have the prompts from that. And then we'll pick an idea and ask it to create a detailed description of the topic. We're going to head back over to ChatGPT. Now let's take the description and prep it like we did with the chapter text. First, we'll copy and paste it into a Google Doc. Then edit it as needed to reflect your recommendations. Add a description at the beginning that you want the AI to include when creating the episode. You see, this is like a step-by-step, and that's all you got to do, one step at a time. Just moving for the slides very fast. The below advice was created by 123 Smiles, a dental office located in downtown Tampa, Florida. Their website is 123smiles.com. They offer a range of dental services, including teeth cleaning, dental exams, x-rays, cavity fillings, root canals, dental crowns, you name it, right? Our source text is now ready. Now let's create an episode. notebooklm.google.com. Click Create. Select Google Docs. Select the Google Doc file with the source text. If you don't have a Google Doc account, all you need is a Gmail account and you'll have access to Google Doc. It's going to be in the drop down on the right. Select Google Doc and you have it there. We have the entire script here put together, the Change This Mouse podcast. Click Insert. Under Deep Dive Conversation, click Generate. There's a section over here you can see on the right. Deep Dive Conversation. Click Generate. When the episode is ready, click the play button to make sure it sounds okay. If everything sounds good, download the audio file. First, click the three dots, then click Download. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
Let's hear some information about dentists. Like, because we all love dentists, right?
Yes.
What a great way to wrap up our mastermind. Let's talk about chasing smiles.
All right, so everyone listening, let's dive right into a topic I know a lot of you are probably interested in. Taking your dental hygiene to the next level. I know there's a ton of info out there sometimes. It's like drinking from a fire hose, right?
It can be overwhelming.
It can be. So we're going to try to make it simple today, cut through the noise. We're doing a deep dive into the science behind a healthy smile.
Yeah.
And we've got a really cool guide that we're going to be using today. From 123 Smiles, it's a dental office in Tampa, Florida. Now, before anyone thinks we're doing some kind of sales pitch, I promise you we're not. We just thought this guide had a lot of really practical takeaways.
Absolutely.
So, I've always wondered, what is it like, what actually is happening when we get a cavity? I mean, we all know it's bad, but can we like break it down scientifically a little bit?
You really got to think about your mouth as like an ecosystem, and it is a bacterial process, so it's not just about how much candy you eat.
So there's like a battle going on in there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all the time. So your tooth enamel is that hard outer layer, and that's like armor for your teeth. But every time you eat especially sugary or starchy foods, the bacteria in your mouth, they're having a party. And the byproduct of their party is acid. And that's what attacks the enamel, weakening it over time. That's how you get those cavities.
So it's like a constant tug of war, right? You're trying to protect your teeth. These bacteria are trying to break through.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
And a big factor in all of this is your saliva.
At the dentist here being
which you probably don't think about
what
much.
The heck is happening here?
It's not just there to keep your mouth moist, though. It's packed with minerals like calcium and phosphate. And those actually help to remineralize your enamel. So it's kind of like patching up those little weak spots before they turn into cavities. Plus, saliva contains compounds that neutralize acid and even fight off bacteria directly.
So
you get the idea, all right?
We do.
It was a 5-minute, but I was not going to bore you and torture you with with that. Wow. It's you can play around with it like crazy, right? One downside to this method, okay? And I'm going towards the end of the presentation. One downside to this method. Let me go back to this over here. You can't exactly change what they say or what they sound like. Another way you can create podcast episodes where you can be in control of every word and make it sound like you is this one over here, which is 11 laps, which is the thing that I mentioned to you. Okay? You want to be fully in control? Then you have to go next level, right? Of what they say, you want to edit what they say, you want to adjust it and so on. I showed you the easier way. This is a little bit of a harder version. Real voice, AI voice. Here's an example of the difference of how well it can clone a voice. Check this out.
Okay, so this is a real recording of my voice. It's not AI or anything. I don't even have a script in front of me, so I'm not really sure what to say. But in a second here, we'll play the AI version so you can hear the difference between how I naturally speak and how my AI speaks.
So that voice is a superstar behind the scenes that helps me with these presentations. She's like my sidekick. She's been my sidekick for many years. She also happens to be my cousin. She calls me Buzz Cousin, which is amazing. Let's listen to her AI voice.
Okay, this is the AI version of my voice. How do you think it sounds? Just to have something more to compare the two recordings, here's a short poem I wrote. 2025 is here. Let's make it a blast. New year, new me. Oh wait, that won't last. Cheers to the goals we'll forget by February 2. At least the champagne was sparkling and true.
February 22, that's amazing. You get the idea. So how do we clone that voice? This is like the final stretch for you guys to be able to make this podcast yours. They have an $11 a month monthly program. It's called the Creator One, and this is for you to actually create exactly what Jules just showed you. You give them your voice, and it comes out with its own version of AI. Now, you would not just use this for the podcast because this voice was going to be yours. So you know what you can do? You put it in Hey Jen. Right? We talked about Hey Jen. So you want to have a higher quality voice, you will do something like 11 laps, and now your avatar can use the 11 laps voice. So you're going to take your voice to a new level of natural sounding voice, right? So that's the purpose of this tool right here. Okay? So once it's up, here's how you clone your voice. You go to the voices section, right here, you click on add a new voice, and you click on instant voice clone, or if you plan includes it, the professional voice clone, which is going to be a little bit more sophisticated. It creates more realistic replica of your voice and requires at least 30 minutes of clean audio. This is like next level. You can actually give it a few minutes of audio and give you an instant voice, or you can talk to it for 30 minutes. So you see how it's a lot more sophisticated? Because now it's going to learn your voice for 30 full minutes. You're going to have to pay a little bit more for that, but you have a much higher level of that voice. By the way, if any of you guys ever listen to my audiobook, which I recommend that you do, I did not use AI for that. That's because I felt that the AI technology is not at a stage to really fully replicate my emotions. And I am a very emotional guy about many subjects, especially the subject of my dad, the legacy, what we've done, my team, and so on. I'm passionate about that. I really am. So that would not be able to be transferred over with AI. Not yet. So because of that, my entire audiobook was recorded by me. But that doesn't stop you from recording an audiobook with an AI voice when you don't have maybe the same level of emotion that maybe I have about the subjects that I get to deal with. For me, the marketing game is very emotional, very emotional. I cannot have AI act like me just yet or behave like me. And I don't think it's going to communicate the way that I know it would if I communicate directly myself. So you can do like the whole half an hour. I highly recommend that you do. If you already have half an hour of your voice, you can feed them half an hour of your voice. You don't got to start from scratch. We feed them voice, and then you get that product. So we're going to use the instant voice clone for this example. Before we can clone our voice, we need to create multiple 1 to 2 minute sample recordings of our voice. We're going to have ChatGPT create a few scripts for us. We have a prompt in there that you can use to create those scripts. We're not going to go over that right now. Once we have the scripts, you use your phone to record them in a quiet space, just like you see here in these two images. When you're done recording, you're going to head back over to 11 Labs. You're going to click on Instant Voice Clone. You're going to add a name to the AI voice, AI Jules in this example. Click to upload your audio files. Check the confirmation box over here. I hereby confirm that I have all necessary rights or consents to upload and clone these voice samples and that I will not use the platform-generated content for any illegal, fraudulent, or harmful purpose. I promise you there's a lot of people that click on that don't really have those rights. Yeah. It is what it is. Right? Add voice, your new AI voice is now ready to use. Right, so we got AI Jules over here. We're going to use ChatGPT to create a complete script for a podcast episode. And then you have the script over here. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Chasing Smiles podcast. I'm Jules, your host, and I'm so excited you're here with me today, right? Now that we have our script, let's head back to 11 Labs to get the episode audio created. So we got over here 11 Labs. We go to Projects. We click on Start from Scratch. We click on Create. And then we go to paste our script over here. And we name our project, Kids Oral Care. And then we click on Convert. We're going to convert this thing, this project, and we're going to click on Convert over here again, and then we switch Auto Regenerate to On. Auto Regenerate. If we detect, it says over here a little message below it. If we detect quality issues, like for example hallucinations, we will automatically regenerate the audio up to 2 times free of charge. Note that additional regenerations will increase the processing time. And then we go to Convert. When the file is ready, this converted label will show. It's over here, converted. To download the file, click the download symbol. And you guys want to hear how it came out? Yeah. Okay, here's a short clip of the intro. 20 seconds.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Chasing Smiles podcast. I'm Jules, your host, and I'm so excited you're here with me today. This podcast is brought to you by 123 Smiles, where we're all about helping families achieve healthy, happy smiles. Today, we're diving into a topic that every parent has probably faced at some point: how to teach kids the importance of brushing and flossing effectively.
If you make it valuable and you make it consistent, you will not fail long term. Some of you will get smarter and get attention faster, and maybe even, I don't know, if you have an email list, you can launch a podcast to your email list and keep them more connected and give them value consistently so you get them engaged with you. Some of you will take longer, some of you are going to do it faster, so you're going to start from scratch and take more than the ones that already are rolling. But if you do this and if you make it valuable, plus make it consistent, you will not fail. The only reason for failure would be if you quit. because your opportunity is there and it's going to be there for a while. Here's where it gets really exciting. You can add your website, phone number, or anything else you want in the recording.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Chasing Smiles podcast. If you found these tips helpful, I'd love for you to share this episode with another parent who could use some encouragement. For more information about keeping your family's smiles bright, visit us online at www.123smiles.com or give us a call at 1-8888-GET-SMILE. Our team is always here to help. Until next time, this is Jules signing off. Keep chasing those smiles, everyone.
She had fun with this. This is how you get them connected to your world, right? This is how you keep them close to you. So now you turn that audio into an actual podcast episode. So here's how you make it very quickly. Before we upload our podcast episode, we will need a title, a description, the audio for the podcast. And then we use ChatGPT for that. You have a prompt in your prompt Bible to help you put together that exact requirement. We're going to head over to Spotify to upload our first episode. Click on new episode. Over here, we're inside office. This is our this is our office for the podcast. When you log into the Spotify for creators, this is what it looks like. You're going to click on new episode. You're going to click on select a file, find the audio for your file and click open. And then you select the audio file over here, click on open, add your episode title and description. All the things that we created, indicate whether your episode has promotional content or not. It doesn't really matter, right? You can say yes or no. It's not going to change anything else, but it's just going to make it more clear for the algorithm. So you select no, this one is not promoting anything. Click on next. You know why? If somebody's paying you to place an ad on it, that's where you say yes, okay? If somebody's paying you for that, because they have to disclose that. So click on next. Publish your episode now, or you can schedule it for a different time in the future. And then this is your first episode. We're going to publish it now. Click publish. And here we go. You've just published your first episode. You got a podcast. Okay, so now it's your turn, right? So obviously this is the QR code that takes you to the entire list of prompts for that in the Bible. And we gave you the tool. Now you got to go and create it. So that's it for my entire slides of the weekend. Did you guys enjoy that? Okay, great. Amazing. So I want to take a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and answer any questions. I saw that there's a hand raised over here. So let's just tackle that right now.
Thank you. Does Spotify have a system like YouTube, Facebook, like for ad revenue? Like they give you a change at some point?
Yeah, but it's garbage. It's garbage.
It's really bad? Okay.
Very low. Like I can tell you, like I turned it on for, what's that? Somebody said something? I turned it on for Dr. Berg towards the beginning and also for us. And I think I have it here, how much ad revenue we made. It's
not worth it.
It's not worth it, right? Because here's the thing. Not yet. They, do I have it here still? You get to pick their creatives. Like you get, the way they do it is that they send you the suggest people that want to promote on your podcast. They present themselves and they tell you what do they pay. That business is going to hear what Mota's podcast charges for CPM, cost per thousand. And Mota's cost per thousand depends on how popular it is in its industry. So businesses can actually go in there and promote. But none of the big creators are really accepting that, because why would you do that when you can control the own media and promote your own products? Like, none of these big ballers are going to promote other people. Now, there is a market for that. There's a lot of podcasts that consistently take in businesses, and then they give them a spot, and you can record it directly on Spotify. And as a brand, it's a bigger opportunity to put your ads in other podcasts than it is an opportunity for you as a podcast creator to make money with ad share revenue. It's very small. It's very, very little, especially compared to what we make on YouTube or other platforms. Even Instagram, it's going to pay you a lot more for the creator funds. Okay, another question?
Yes, a quick, very quick question. One of the examples had like a laughter in the beginning of the podcast.
That's cool, right?
You actually mentioned it, and I wanted to ask, the TMs and the Rs made like something weird when you had the
script?
The script. And when you created your avatar, but in the podcast setting, can you put laughter or things like that to make it feel more real?
Not yet.
Okay.
They're running their own show. Like you put it in there, you can adjust a few settings, but there's not much for that you can do just yet. But by the time that we talk again, you probably will be able to do that. Because this is like, there's literally nobody doing it. Like, it's very, very small. It's such an opportunity. What you just learned about is in a very small group of people learning about this right now, like worldwide. It's even myself, when I got introduced to it, I actually learned about it, and Jules and I played with it. She's my girl, and it was mind-bending for me that I'm in the marketing world. Like, wow, it's extremely new, very, very new. Another question?
Yeah, so when it comes to uploading your list of names or contacts, we've got probably 12,000 people who have reached out to us, and of those, we know 2,500 of them actually closed. Does it make sense to upload the whole list, or would we want to take those 2,500 who actually closed?
Break it down. Break it down. You can, if you want to stay connected with your audience and you're creating value, go and communicate to everybody, especially if you have a business that produces recurring revenue. Stay connected with them. Keep on sending messages and offers to everybody, but it's smart to communicate to your buyers in a different way than to communicate to your non-buyers.
Thank you. I understand that. More in regards to when we're loading it into Facebook to find similar types of people, like like lookalikes. Would it make sense to use that whole list, or should we just do the buyers? So if you give Facebook, I get your question. If you give Facebook only your buyers, the quality of your list that they give you, like the lookalike audience, will be better because it's people bought from you. In case you don't know how it understands, lookalike audiences, the way that they work is that they actually, so obviously they have all this data, right, about every single one of us. They know what we like, what we don't like, websites we visit, they know what things we buy, because there's codes placed throughout the entire world on all these websites. So they know if we buy low ticket, if we're like Walmart type prospects, or if we're like Nordstrom, Saks Fifth Avenue type customers. Like they know all about that. So they use all that data to help you find the ideal customer. They use 6 common traits. That's the exact number. And with those 6 traits, like if I feed them my list of agency clients, thousands of them that I've had over the years, Facebook will find 6 common traits with all of them, and then it's going to help me find an audience that has those 6 common traits. Like they are business owners, they study finances and executive material, and they consume content on the subject of marketing, and they look at 6 things, and then they say, these 1 million people are most like your customers. Go after them. It's a very cool thing. Wow. That's a bottom of the funnel strategy. Opposite, top of the funnel strategy, because it allows you to get your bottom of the funnel people and use that to help you find top of the funnel people that are similar to your clients and start the journey all over again. It's very cool stuff. Yeah.
Hey, Manuel.
Tony.
Yeah, so I think I missed something in the podcast. So I was tracking up to the point of the source text. What I missed was which technology is actually breaking that source text into like script or dialogue. Was that the Notebook LM that does that?
Yeah, so the tool is Notebook LM. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So if we look at I gave you guys the additional tool to use for making your own voice, right?
Yeah.
Before I did this, we went over actually this previous slide deck. We went over here. And again, you guys will have access to these slides so you can repeat them, review them, and just go one step at a time and do them, right? So we go over here. So this is you're on Spotify, inside Spotify, name of the podcast, category, language, upload your art, boom, we created the podcast. So notebooklm.google. This uses Gemini, by the way. Gemini is what the AI that it uses. That's why it's like, it doesn't cost a lot of money because it's like Google. That tool is the one that's going to get your source text that you make on ChatGPT. And that's the one that's going to put out the podcast episode and create the whole scene that we heard, that like the girl laughing at the beginning randomly. It's done with the AI tool. It transcribes from a video you recorded, or a blog you wrote about, or a chapter from a book you wrote, or a detailed description of a topic you want to use. You get that source text in one of these formats, and that's what you're going to feed the LM tool, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And a follow-up to that, is there a setting there that says whether you want it to be a solo podcast or a co-hosted podcast?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yes, there is. But also, you are feeding it an exact script that you made with ChatGPT. So if you have two people that are going to be on that script, then it says who is delivering that message. And with the Google Gemini podcast platform, you'll be able to, with that, recognize that it has to be a different voice and a different person, right? So you should go for the steps. For example, in this case, we are using one voice, but when you go over here to the section of getting the source text ready, we're going to create it over here very quickly. Topic, use ChatGPT. And then we get the whole thing in place, copy and paste this whole thing. In this case, we're using only one voice, and it's a notebook LM that we're here again. Let's look at the options over here. Click create. Sources let Notebook LM base its response on the information that matters most to you. Examples: marketing plans, course reading, research notes, meeting transcripts, sales documents, etc. So we upload a Google Doc that we made with this file right here. That's the thing that's going to it's going to recognize that you're going to upload the script like we're doing right here, because it's called a deep dive. So the one thing you've got to recognize, Tony, is that it's called, look at it over here, to host, English only. You see that?
I can't see that from here.
Okay. This over here says deep dive conversations, to host, English only.
Okay.
So because it's to host and it already knows that that's what you're feeding it, when you give it your document, it's going to be two names, and every name has its own line, and then a different name, its own line, and then different name, its own line. That's what you're feeding it. If you only want to do one voice, then you can customize and change that. You're going to create these deep dive models, right? So inside the tool, you created, it's called, deep is the term that is used on programming, right? About certain more sophisticated programs to run things. You can do a deep model for one voice or a deep voice model for two people, and then you're going to feed it a script for two voices, right? So you got to go through the process and get it going, right? Get a Google Doc created with two people and upload it over here, and you're going to create that customized deep dive conversation like we see over here. Audio overview, prevent tooth decay. Yeah, just go through the process and get your feet wet on it. That's how you do it. And then you do one or you do two hosts and so on. But the deep dive model is where you create that section right there that you can see on Notebook LM on the right side.
Okay, thanks.
Give it a try. Okay, one more question. Al?
When you have two hosts and one host.
Microphone for Al.
when you have two hosts versus one host, which one, through your experience, has been the most engaging for the consumer? Based on the analytics.
The best podcasts historically are the conversational podcasts that have two or more hosts engaging in a conversation. The one-man solo podcast is very unusual, and it hasn't, the best podcasts in the world are not one-man shows. They are. That's why the element of conversation is what people look towards when they listen to a podcast, right? Okay. So that's why it's an attractive model to just have two people in there. Okay, Heather.
Can you have one person live or separate than this? What you're setting up?
Can you have one
AI?
person?
So you can make it a conversational, but still using one AI and one real, or no?
I think we're adding a complication right now that it will require, it's just more work, because now you have to edit. There has to be you can get a tool like CapCut, for example, or like Descript, and now get the AI one, and then add your voice, and then AI one, and voice. There's no software that's going to mix and match real and AI. Not yet. Yeah. Guys, I am out of saliva, out of oxygen. I'm still alive, but I hope that you enjoyed the last 2 days with me. I'm really honored that you decided to spend time with me over these 2 days. Some of you took a plane to come over here and hang out with us. Some of you drove for hours. It means a lot to me. I don't take it for granted. I hope that you take all the stuff that you learn and implement things. Even if you just implement 10 or 20% of it, I know that you're going to start winning at a higher level. So thank you guys for your time. Thank you for believing in us, for believing in me, for giving me the opportunity to teach you and to deliver my passion and my message. Thank you for spending these 2 amazing days with me. I've enjoyed it. Did you guys enjoy it? Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Jimmy and people are suggesting a picture. You guys say we do a great picture? A selfie mode? So listen, just get behind me and pretend that you had a very valuable weekend. If not, I'll change your faces with AI. All of you. All right? Let's get close. Some people already left the room because they had to leave. Everybody get close. Come on, get close. Picture in the back, people in the back. Okay, whoever's not here did not make it. Guys, if you don't see yourself in the camera, push yourself in, all right? Woo! Yeah. Amazing. All right, guys.
That was fun. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Oh, good. Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
All right, guys. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments. We're going to save any feedback you put here in the comments for me, what you got out of it. Rodrigo, great. I love that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Mauricio, thank you. Maria, thank you. Absolutely very great value, and I'll keep following you. Thanks, Fredo. We appreciate that very much. If you guys will, at once I developed my irresistible offer, and I'll hire your team. Hey, man, that's awesome. Remember, guys, if if you want to take advantage of that offer, it's aicourse.ai/funnel, agmagency.com/funnel. And you get that. There you go, Rain. You're awesome, Rain. agmagency.com/funnel. You can take advantage of that funnel, sign up. We'll build you the landing page, the ads, the copy, the commercials, everything you need. Really excited that you guys were here for the whole 2 days. And let us know what you want. Hey, if you get a chance, go to Google, leave us a review about the AI course, not the AI course, sorry, the AI masterclass. Give us a review. We'd really appreciate it. Best compliments we get are Google reviews, and we use those Google reviews in the future to promote the next masterclass. So if you just go to Google and you Google attention grabbing media, we show up, will be obvious. You'll see pictures of us, attention grabbing media, and just leave us a review of what you thought about the AI masterclass. Cindy says this was a fantastic event. We were going wish we were going another day. Can't wait to start implementing and what I've learned. Thank you so much. Hey, that's awesome, Cindy. Really great. You guys loved it, and you got so much out of it. That's what it's about. Thank you, Luis. Awesome. Phil, Luis, Judina. So cool that you guys got a lot out of it. Let me know if you guys got any questions. I'll be here for a little bit longer. And, thank you, Roxy, for the great testimonial on Google. By the way, feel free to leave us a Google review. Attention grabbing media is the Google My Business. And, Roxy says, many thanks to Ignacio and Manuel for their entire team for excellent information application. Any business that wants to implement AI, fabulous. That's great. Let us know. What about, we got Vicky here. Let me see. Yeah, let us know what you guys thought of. If you had fun, agmagency.com/fun if you want to take advantage of that offer. Hey, Manilo says, thanks, Ollie, for being a great host for us in the Zoom. You bet, guys. It was a pleasure having you here. On the next one, we're going to have lots of fun, and I can't wait to see you guys again. For sure. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday and the rest of your Sunday implementing what you learned today, and take advantage of it and, get ahead of the competition. Josen says, thank you, Manuel, for the whole team. I enjoyed the class. That's awesome. Yeah. So right now, if you want to take advantage of the funnel, it's agmagency.com/funnel. And you could sign up and enjoy and get that discount. It's instead of the $10,000 price tag, you can get it for $8,500. And if you enjoyed yourself, Rain, put the review there, the Google review link there. Awesome. Thank you, Rain. You're awesome. She's all over it with the links for you guys. Cindy says this was a fantastic event. Awesome, guys. All right. And don't forget to keep on making that content for the YouTube channel. We got, your YouTube channel is the best source of, for what Manuel calls the primary content. If you remember, the primary content is that content that all of your other content is broken out of, is born from. So what we like to do is we like to make a one long piece of primary content and use that to make our podcast, to make our blogs, to make the short form pieces of content that we can clip these things up into smaller bite-sized nuggets of information. With your big long primary piece of content, you can then grab that, get the transcript, create a blog, create some articles for LinkedIn. I mean, the possibility is crazy. You can do so much with it. I'll be here a little longer, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you're logging off, we'll see you again next time. If you have questions, let us know. Elizabeth has a question. She says, Ollie, my question is about AI images. I would like to know how feasible is it to generate videos or images with AI that includes the product I want to promote. I've used some other tools, but they don't maintain the product's appearance. Elizabeth, we've been using, what's a really good one? I was just talking to Jimmy, and we did want to show you guys. We just couldn't fit everything in there, but Sora Video, and we kind of talked a little bit about Sora, but Sora Video has a option where, let's say you're selling supplements, you can do a whole slap a label on the video of the girl showing off or the guy showing off the supplement. So, I think I got to get Jimmy to give us a little bit more data on this, but feel free to email contact@agmagency.com. Ask Jimmy the question, and Rain, who's on this chat here, Rain will make sure that Jimmy gets that email and answers you. So just go to contact@agmagency.com. Ask whatever question you want to ask Jimmy, and then Rain checks that email every day, and she'll make sure you get your question answered.